does he say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not. No, that's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcos. Let me look at you.
They don't want it. Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still on the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motive. No proof, like I always wanted him. I never hated him. I never traded him. And if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like under the city, the driver's side floor. Go to the large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever and cute as can be. You can watch it on YouTube with view for free. Ay, this one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wondering what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Welcome on in, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Happy Friday, everybody out there. Happy Friday, Frog Boy.
Happy Friday, dude.
Leroy is out today. We wish Leroy and the Hordes a happy graduation day.
Yes.
For fans and can enjoy themselves this weekend as they get into it. That's a fantastic day that should be celebrated. And so he is out today. He's going to enjoy the long weekend, a well-deserved long weekend. How are you, buddy? How was your night last night? You were at you put together this Crowder Uncensored, a worldwide event. It is sweeping all over the gram. How did it go last night?
It went excellent, man. It went all I can ask for. It was a star-studded event, Tobes.
Wow.
Yeah, there was
Who was there?
Fred Taylor was there.
Wow.
Still looks like he could play. I'm gonna lie to you. I told him that too. Thick, beefy. Michael Vick was there.
Really?
Yes, I got to tell him that
Did he fly in or does he live down here?
You know, that's a good question. I didn't ask him. I kept my interaction very brief. Like, hey, you're my favorite player in Madden. And then I walked away creepily.
Did you really tell him that?
He was my favorite player, man. He's unstoppable.
He was unstoppable. Fair point.
Who else was it?
I saw Chad Ochocinco tweeted out that he was there.
Yes, indeed. He was there. Also still looks like he can play, man. Still in good shape. Jerome Baker. Let me tell you something.
How's he walking?
He's you wouldn't have known. He has a small little limp, but you wouldn't have known, honestly. Not only that he has an injury, but also that man, for a linebacker, like he looks like he can play like, you know, slot receiver or something like that. In that he's like
slender,
slim and slender, but when he puts on those pads, you know, it's a different story.
Yep.
Who else was there? Channel 7 was there.
I saw you got Newsman out there.
Yes, indeed, Mr. Donovan Campbell and a bunch of media members that I was very pleased to see out there. So, like I said, it was a star-studded event.
So what was it? It was like stories, it was jokey jokes. Like, how did it roll last night?
So initially it was supposed to be interview style, in that Crowder and I will be sitting down talking about his wildest stories up until getting drafted. What it ended up turning into is Crowder wanting to give a shot at doing it like your standard stand-up style.
Really? Like a one-man show, or like he was doing punchlines?
So he was doing like punchlines and stuff. Wow. Like he had it was his stories that he was telling, but there was jokes woven into these stories. And a lot of it was good. A lot of it surrounded his upbringing, and he would mention things about his father, who also played in the NFL for the Dolphins, and his father was front row. So, he'd say something and it'd be like, you can ask him. He's literally right here. So it was a good time. He did about an hour straight. He did an hour straight.
He can talk.
Impressive. Yeah, it was a good night, man. I did 5 minutes up top. Luis Diaz did about 10 minutes after, and then I did another 5 minutes.
Did you do a lot of observational humor about being an amphibian?
I did. I was like,
let me tell you something about flies.
Okay, yes.
They don't go down easy.
Yeah, they didn't really understand it. They didn't really understand what I meant.
I mean, your audience is very specific to, amphibians. I'm sure at the pond it would kill.
Patrick Mahomes would have loved it. It would have been great there.
I get it.
Other than that, no one was as pleased as I was.
Well, you look like you had a better night than I did, because I watched the Heat get down 33-8 to the Chicago Bulls. Eric Spoelstra, I don't think I've ever seen him call two-time. Like, he called a timeout, and then I was like, there was like 3 straight more 3-pointers, and he goes, all right, I'll try this again. Another timeout.
Okay.
Let me throw a little RJ Hampton out there. He's like, let me just throw stuff against the wall. It surprisingly worked. They did get back in the game. They got it to within 3 in the second quarter, but yeah, that was a brutal start. That looked like a team that like the Heat looked like they rolled out of bed, hungover from the night before, and we're like, oh yeah, basketball game tonight. And it took. I mean, they were stuck in the blocks in that one. Now, speaking of blocks, though, did you see the Jamal Cain block? Did you happen to see that circulating social media?
Cain train, baby.
Dude, I saw that happen in front of me, and I was like,
oh, that's right. You were boots on the ground.
I was boots on the ground, and I was like, did he get posterized, or did he stop that? Did he stop that? But then I knew that he stopped it because the ball just kept going and swung to Jaime for a 3 ball. I was like, how God's green earth could slender Jamal Cain, he took that tomahawk and he said, no, sir. No, sir. And it started a little runski there for the Heat. That was probably the best part of the game, though, because they couldn't stop Kobe White. Vucevic was like, I mean, it was prime 2016 Orlando Magic Heat killer Vucevic last night for the Chicago Bulls. DeRozan did his thing where he was flirting with Pat Riley. He's like, please trade for me. So he was getting some key baskets. And then they had some dude, Dasunmu, I think is his name. He was, dude didn't miss. Couldn't miss. You probably thought, oh, they lost Alex Caruso. Great. No, this guy comes in there and he looks like this side of Jamal Crawford. He was like unstoppable. It was very annoying. Very annoying.
Yeah.
Very annoying. So they end up losing. Yeah. They end up losing last night. Tough one. Just kind of a ho-hum game, because like they got it very, very close, but they never had that run that got the lead last night. So like it felt like the building was always just kind of on pins and needles. Like, all right, come on, get crazy here. Can we get crazy? And then no, Kobe White got a basket. No.
Kyle Lowry played yesterday. He decided, I'll give you a good effort today.
Yeah, Kyle was good yesterday. It wasn't like anybody was bad yesterday. It was defensively. They were awful. They just they couldn't stop anybody. Poor Orlando Robinson got taken into the torture chamber by Nick Vucevic. He's like, oh, young center. I could use all of my post moves on him. And he did.
He definitely did.
And he did. And then, I don't know, like end of the game, it just kind of all fell apart. It looked like the Heat had put so much effort into coming back. They're like, I don't have another one of these in us. It's December 15th. So a good day to you, Bulls. We will we'll catch you on the next one. So let's get into some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Is that a Pop-Tart?
No, this is Crowder powder. You ever heard of Crowder powder?
I saw him on, isn't it seasoning? It's on Instagram, yeah?
Meat and veggie powder. I have way too much of this. I don't know why.
How much did he give you?
So there was boxes of it, and I just thought it was funny if I kept taking them and putting them in my pocket, because it just seems like, look what I have in my pocket. But now I have 47 packs of Crowder powder. So
and now you need to barbecue.
Now I need to barbecue.
Here's our Spoelstra after the game. This is what he had to say on the Heat, not being able to stop a nosebleed late.
It's going to be true, right? I seem to say that a lot. You do have to credit them. They jumped all over us. I ended up having to call 2 timeouts, and I think I had to do that in 2 quarters, and then found myself at the only one at the end. But, we didn't start the game with a lot of juice, and we're not going to make any excuses about it. I've shortened the rotation. You got to go for wins whenever you can get them, and we started out a little bit sluggish, but I loved the spirit that everybody brought in that second quarter, and we got right back into the game. And it was a game in the second half, and they definitely made more plays down the stretch. We had some defensive breakdowns that led to some open shots, and you have to do different things when you have somebody like DeRozan, and you don't have a switchable guy like Bam, and they took advantage of that and got some open shots from there. But there were also some breakdowns that led to some fouls and opportunities for them to get to the free throw line that also proved to be costly.
Certainly costly. And you never usually hear Eric Spoelstra even mention somebody who doesn't play. They all miss Bam. They miss Bam so much.
Yeah,
I miss him. I miss Bam.
Yep.
He was so good. And he hasn't played in a while. And I want him back. I don't want to not have Bam Adebayo anymore. I'm tired of this.
Any word on him coming back, dude?
No word on him. I think that there's been reports from the beat guys that that it's probably sometime within the next week. I know Tyler, I saw an Irish tweet, like Tyler, I think told him in the locker room last night that he's targeting Monday or Wednesday of next week. So
Nice.
I mean, hopefully, look, this is a week like I don't know if they could have dialed it up or what, but it is the Bulls. They're not very good. They're kind of just a pain in the ass team for the Heat to play, and that can happen, especially against these high offensive teams that are just going like with crazy pace, and then the Heat have just no resistance inside. It's very annoying. They don't have anybody because all of their centers are offensive centers. Like without Bam, you have Thomas Bryant, offensive center. Orlando Robinson, young, kind of an offensive center, not very good at rebounding.
Wish I would have known that before. Put a chili pepper on him.
I mean, like he'll do some things that like are really pretty. You're like, oh man, that Orlando Robinson's got some skills. But like sometimes Jimmy Butler will pass him the basketball and he's looking at the bench and it hits him in the back and that causes a turnover.
Okay.
And sometimes when he's looking for a rebound, I don't feel like he locates it very quickly. And I'm like, oh, man. So he's young. And then they're putting Kevin Love, and Kevin Love had a great sequence in the third quarter where like he's getting rebounds and he's doing that Kevin Love cannon thing where he's outlet passing and getting guys going. And then he hit a couple of threes. But he's Kevin Love. Like he's never been a defensive guy, Oddly enough, like what's his best defensive play? Probably on Steph Curry at the end of the finals. That's like, but it's a good one to have.
It's such a great play because we're so surprised he did it.
Yeah.
Typically, all he did was stay in front of Steph Curry. But we're like, oh, look at Kevin Love. Look at him play defense.
He is big. Genius. Yeah, Steph Curry's like, Kevin Love. But he's like, oh, he is kind of big.
Man, you brought up a good point. I don't think it was this game. I think it was the second one against Charlotte. That you wish you can bet the over-under on Kevin Love passing yards. And
oh, my God. He loves just cranking out. He gets so mad when nobody's looking for him. He's like, man. He's always looking for that.
I think that inspires a top 5 double dip that'll be coming up.
Oh,
a lot of things I wish I can bet on that aren't really sports related.
Here's Low Dog after the game on the Heat's struggles.
Well, I mean, Bam's one guy that we can do a lot of switching, and it kind of stops that drive and penetration on the defensive end. But, we have enough different type of coverages where we can be there earlier. They were moving the ball really well tonight. They really attacked us. They really got downhill. I think Kobe White in the second or third, fourth quarter, had like 5-6 layups that were straight to the rim. They did a good job of spacing us out and getting to their spots. And, they had 4 guys with 20 points. DeSumo, 10 for 12. He had one of his better games and got out in transition and played really well.
Yeah, that guy was amazing. Very frustrating. Anyway, Heat lose last night. Panthers, I didn't catch the game, but I saw that they all lost again 4-0. So apparently the offense hasn't gone out west with the Panthers. They've been skunked they've been outscored 8-0 in the last 2 games. Very odd for them. So yeah. And then when we come back, we all have to laugh at the Chargers because holy crap.
God. Dude, what the hell?
Back after this.
carvings of tomahawk and wagyu steak. Do not apply. Some exclusions apply.
Anywhere piece of jewelry that I
Just a little baby girl isn't me. Am I coming out of left field? Ooh, I'm a rebel.
Welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you, taking you up until 2 here on the program. Got a lot of stuff coming up here today. Gonna talk a little UFC today. Got a couple of heavy hitters joining the program. We're gonna talk to Cody No Love Garbrandt later on this hour. Former champion of the world, one of the greatest championship performances of all time.
No Love, that's his nickname.
No Love, dude.
That's pretty
No
cool.
Love. Have you ever? I don't know how new you are into UFC, Marcos, or not, but Cody Garbrandt won the belt at 25, which is really rare. I mean, like, it's not very common for people to win the belt that young. Usually like guys are like 30, 29, 28, 31. This guy won the belt at 25. Now, after he won the belt, hard times, daddy. Like he was getting he had a huge rivalry with TJ Dillashaw. There was like a big gym beef.
Yeah.
And he got knocked out by TJ Dillashaw twice.
Oh.
One of the fights was pretty competitive, but it was quick. And then the other one, he got stunk. He got smoked. But this dude, I mean, man, when he won the championship against Dominic Cruz, one of the best performances of all time. So he's back.
Like all around performance. Was
dude,
it?
It was like he was like popping and locking in this fight and like bashing in Dominic Cruz's face. And Dominic Cruz at the time was like one of the most elusive, hardest to hit fighters. Probably the best 135 champion of all time. Dominic Cruz, and he toyed with him. It was amazing. So talk to him. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, we're also going to have on the show today. And then we got to gamble today because it's Friday, and that means our Hard Rock Bet of the Weekend is coming on up. And there's a lot of things we could get, but we got Heat, we could gamble on Marcos. We could gamble on Panthers. We could gamble on Canes basketball. We could gamble on the Dolphins. We could gamble on Jake Paul tonight. We could gamble on UFC. I don't know what our Hard Rock pick of the week is going to be. We got so many things that we could go to. It's crazy. I'm also a little worried about the Miami Dolphins. I got to be honest with you. Listening to the press conferences yesterday, if I had to grade vibes, I would put them at an all-time low for the Miami Dolphins, and that concerns me going into this game. I know the concern should be on, oh my God, are we really starting a center who hasn't played in 4 years? That probably should be my number one concern. My number one concern is vibes, and I don't like the vibes right now, and we'll get into that. But the people, before we do that, we have to take this moment, if we could, and laugh at the Los Angeles Chargers. Okay. Because this team, who the Miami Dolphins beat in week 1, tremendous game. They yesterday got absolutely throttled on Thursday Night Football by the Las Vegas Raiders. To which, when somebody said, have you seen the score? And I'm like, what do you mean? 35-0 in the second quarter. I was like, excuse me? And this Brandon Staley, if you could get this, Marcos, I just sent you this clip from him. I don't know if you have it ready. Yeah. But this guy is so fired. Like sometimes it doesn't even need to be a debate. Some things in sports, we could debate a lot. Oh, should he keep his job? If that's a debate topic today on First Take and Get Up, it's a waste of time. That's a waste of graphics, because it shouldn't be, will he get fired? It's, how is he not fired already? Because Richard Sherman was calling for his job at halftime, and I don't really have a good disagreement for Richard Sherman other than he was starting Easton Stick. But the bigger problem was this guy couldn't stop giving up touchdowns, and he calls the defensive plays. He is their fangs. Ooh. You know, you think a lot of these nerdy young coaches, you think, oh, offensive guru. No, Staley, defensive guru, and they stink at it. And so now, look, don't let this hide the fact that Justin Herbert, boy wonder, everybody's favorite quarterback, has a little finger. And also his team is 500 and Tua kicked his ass this year. I just want to be sure we don't forget. Let's not bury the lead on his coach being a bum just because his coach is a bum. But I will say for Justin Herbert, coach killer. Okay. I mean, if you get 2 head coaches fired, what does that make you? Not a coach killer. Coach killer. That's what he is. I mean, anybody else would get that reputation. He's a coach killer. But that's fine. They'll once again, they'll find another scapegoat for everybody's favorite long-haired, dull quarterback who, you know, throws a hoosh throw every now and then, a real piss whistle once in a while, you know, like an eclipse. But Brandon Staley, he's so fired. I don't know what to tell you. And yesterday, he got some of the business from the reporters, and here he was.
What could you have done differently in preparation to get these guys better prepared to play tonight?
Everything. I didn't do anything well enough to get us ready to play tonight.
And so if that's the case, then why should you be the coach? If that's
games like this happen in the NFL. To every coach that's ever coached in this league, you can look at any great coach that's ever coached in the league. Sometimes games like this happen, and I don't need to retrace history, but it's part of sports. Sometimes there are games where it doesn't go right, none of it, and you got to put it behind you and you got to move on to the next thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I like to call that the Manny Diaz. Oh, I was a bum, but other people have been bums at this time too. Don't think LSU once lost to Troy. That is a classic Manny Diaz move of, I know I sucked tonight, but in the history of football, other people have sucked too. In the great history of football, people have sucked. Yeah. I'm like, Brandon, bum, come over here. Yeah, dude, but you're not Bill Belichick. You don't have the credentials. You don't have the resume to stand up to this. And you were just lashing out at people the other day. Oh, I'm not giving up defensive play calling duties, which whatever. Like I usually when it's when somebody gives up duties, all this type of stuff, that's a bad sign. You dance with the one that brought you, even if the one that brought you should live under a bridge because he's a bum and warms his hands with a flaming barrel of garbage. Okay. So I'm just letting you know this guy is fired. I'll report that right now. Brendan Tobin is reporting
Okay, wow.
That Brandon Staley has been fired as the Chargers head coach. I don't know when, but he has been fired. I'm breaking that right now. I don't even need any credit. I just need to let you guys know that Brandon Staley is actually put the headline as Brandon Staley is so fired he's so fired.
Yeah.
You don't even need to like debate. So if anybody's debating this today on First Take, whatever show, Undisputed, it should not be, should he? Why isn't he fired already? Like and I guess the only answer right now could be it's 7:30 a.m. in the West Coast. So when business hours hit and they get to, office hours and he gets into the office, although he should probably be there, sleeping on his couch crying,
cleaning out his locker.
He definitely is getting fired. Now, again, though, let's just not bury the lead. All right. This is Justin Herbert's fault. Okay. This guy is supposed to be some QB savior. And instead, the dude's, the dude couldn't stay healthy this year. And I was told, I don't know about what you were told, Marcos, but I was told franchise QB is supposed to stay healthy. This is not one of these things where, if you're a quarterback and you miss games and you've been paid, well, that's on you. The best ability is availability. And all of a sudden he doesn't have his piss whistle quarterback out there who's now going to get his second head coach fired. One would have to think, is that not on this, phenom, God's gift to quarterbacking that everybody says is the best? Well, then why is he going on to his third head coach by next year? Just food for thought. Chew on it. Because a lot of the time, this is like, Josh Allen getting Ken Dorsey fired. It's like, well, we're kind of lashing out here, are we not? You're firing Ken Dorsey? What the hell did he do? But, of course, you won't blame. No one's going to blame Justin Herbert. Not going to happen because he's everybody's little QB baby. You treat him like a grown man, all right? Stop treating him like he's a baby, all right? He doesn't suck on a pacifier, all right? Maybe he should. I don't know. But, enough of this already. So, yes, Brandon Staley is a bum. His coach is a bum and deserves to get fired. But also, he has a piece in that.
Yeah.
Come through in some of these late games, Justin.
True.
Maybe the record would be a little bit better.
Collapsed last year, 60-something points this year. I know Herbert wasn't in the game, but it's like, he's had talent. It's not like he hasn't had talent. He has an amazing receiving core. He's had amazing running backs. He has a good defense. He's a coach killer, dude.
Did I see a screenshot yesterday of Austin Eckler giving a first down signal down 50?
Yes.
Did that happen in the game? I was at the Heat game. I'm sorry if I missed it. Did that happen yesterday? Did he actually signal first down?
I saw the same thing.
That's wild, dude. Oof. All right. Yeah. Man, a guy who's not a bum, a former champion. Oh, something Justin Herbert will never be.
Nope.
Cody Garbrandt joins us next. Back in. And everybody, Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Huge fight weekend coming up. UFC 296 available for you on pay-per-view, but a stacked card. You got the former champ Cody Garbrandt is going to be there taking on Brian Kelleher. Champ, thanks so much for the time, man. Really appreciate it.
No, thanks for having me on, man. It's the last one of the day, so it's a good one.
Yeah, well, I want to ask you this, man. My son and I were talking about this. He's 7. He's talking about he wants his dad to come to school. He wants to tell people what they do. I got to imagine if that was your kid, dad comes to school, gets to explain what to do. You have to that nobody could top your job for your kid. That must have you ever had the opportunity to do this? And if so, imagine that you must be the rock star of this.
Not yet. You know, my son's in kindergarten, but you know, I had to, you know, in preschool, we had to drop him off, walk him in his class. Sometimes I had black eyes or stitches in my eyes, and the kids would be like in his class, like, oh, and everybody knows, you know, knows of it. So it's he kind of guys, you know, explain to him, yeah, my dad's a fighter, that's why he has black eyes all the time or stitches in his face, you know. So he gets a kick out of it. I mean, he enjoys it.
Oh man, you bring the belt there. That's a wrap. Like you're
Oh,
you're the rock star of show and tell.
Yeah, I'll come in and say I'm a WWE wrestler. That'd be the best, you know.
That's absolutely so. Like, but it is that's got to be a cool feeling for you as a dad because like most kids, they all think that their dad can beat up anybody in the world. It actually happens to be true.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. Kai, we'll go out, you know, do things, and you know, obviously we have some, you know, some fans or supporters that come up that want a picture, or you know, just to meet you, which I absolutely love. I love interaction with my fans who truly support me. And early on, you know, Kai would always, you know, they'd walk away, and Kai would always want to be in the picture. And like, we have so many. I'm sure a lot of fans have Kai just in there posing or throwing up the peace sign, and he'd walk away, and he'd always ask. He goes, "Hey, Dad," he goes, "Why does everybody love you?" You know what I mean? So like early on for me, I was like, wow, I was like, this is, you know, my 4-year-old son asking that. And I had to explain to him. I say, Kai, I said, you know, I was able to do an amazing accomplishment, you know, being a UFC world champion. And, you know, a lot of people, you know, like what I do as a career, you know, like Daddy fights on TV. So they want to come out and meet me and, you know, support me. So I kind of got to explain it to him. But, you know, just a brutally honest kid. He goes, Dad, why does everybody like you? I remember we were out at, you know, where we were at, maybe in Vegas at a mall or something. I had a few people come up with pictures, and he just was young. And he was like, "Hey, why does everybody love you, Dad?" And so for me, it kind of was like put in perspective, like he's always watching. You know what I mean? He's always watching, like in engagement and seeing, like, you know, who is his dad? Who is his real dad? So I'm glad that I get to share that with him and understand, like, what part of me, what I was able to do. And he's actually he'll be in attendance this Saturday for my first fight. So he's never been to one of my fights. He's always watching them on TV. So, you know, he's super excited. He's like, Dad, it was so funny. I was trying to get a little piece of his candy today, acting like, or no, it was a couple days ago. And I was like, you know, let me get a little piece of that. He's going, Dad, you can't. He's like, you got a fight coming up. He's like, you can't. After the fight, you can, you know. So he keeps me honest with it. So I'm excited for him to be in you know, attendance to watch me fight. This will be his first one live. So I'm very excited. You know, he'll get to see, you know, firsthand what I do.
That's awesome, dude. That's a Goosey's moment as a dad, man. So congratulations for that one, man. This matchup against Brian Kelleher, what are the things that you feel like you got to do to have success and get the win?
I know, just be myself. You know, at the end of the day, anyone I face, any of my adversaries, just be myself, have fun. you know, have little reads, little things that I can do inside there. You know, obviously, you know, my speed, my power, my vision inside there. Just pick my shots and just have fun at the end of the day. You know, it's a fight. It's a 15-minute fight. You know, go out there and showcase my skills, my hard work, my heart. You know, my warrior mindset, and just go in there and just have fun. At the end of the day, I think that we are so consumed on wins and losses that we let it deter away from what we actually and why we actually started this career is because we loved it and we had fun with it. So I think just keeping it fun and doing what I do.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned your special accomplishment, man. I don't think I've ever seen anybody have as much fun in the octagon as you did when you had your championship fight and you won that thing. What is it like? What is it like finding your flow like that in a fight? I mean, it was such a marvelous thing to see, and then at the highest stakes with the highest pressure, I can't imagine being loose because you already do a crazy thing for a living, but doing it with that stakes to be at that level, it seems insane.
Yeah, you have people that talk about flow state, whether they're athletes or their business, like whatever endeavor they do, to talk about it, but to actually live out into a flow state performance, it's pretty amazing. It feels like oddly enough, you're not inside there, you're outside looking up above. That's what I felt like. I saw everything, was just living in the moment, enjoying myself. And all week, for that fight week, was my first world title, and Woodley was like, hey man, you only fight for one world title first. You only have one first world title, so just take it all in. So that right there was a huge thing that I just kept thinking, hey, like this is just, be engaged, be present, don't think of what if this happens, what if this happens, because there's so many unanswered things that I had going on in my career. Could I go 5 rounds? Could I, catch this Houdini of Dominic Cruz that was a ghost inside there that was so hard and so elusive to hit and figure out his unorthodox striking and footwork patterns. But truly, I just believed in myself and was so thankful and happy to be there through everything that I, had to overcome to get to this point at 25 years old, under two years in the UFC. It was my 6th fight in the UFC. I was just living in the moment and enjoying it and just believed in my skill and believed in what I was able to do.
It's pretty wild, Cody, because you doing something at that age is not done now. Most guys are about the age you're at. So like, do you feel like that title run is still there? Because it's plenty of time, man. Like you have 32, that's most people's primes, and you've already been to the mountaintop, so you know the path to get there. So I guess what's the mindset, I guess, for this chapter of your career and getting back to there?
Well, the mindset's always been, to be the best. If I didn't want to, be the best, I wouldn't be in this sport. I could walk away tomorrow and be happy with what I was able to accomplish. But truly believe I'm the best in the world. And I have another opportunity this Saturday to showcase the reason why. Some people I'm going to have to remind on Saturday who I am. But at the end of the day, I know who I am. And just filled with gratitude to be in this position, have a great camp, be on a big card here in Las Vegas, go get a win against, a veteran and Brian Keller. But for me, it's just, enjoying it, because we don't know when the last time that I can step aside this octagon. We don't know our last breath is. We could, crazy things happen in this life, nothing's for granted. Take nothing for granted. So just being engaged, being, excited, thankful, go make weight tomorrow, refuel with the family and the team, and just go have fun. At the end of the day, like I said earlier, like I think we are so judged off of wins and losses that we let that dictate stress and pressure and takes the fun out of it. It's a stressful career, you know what I mean? It is, but we can control what we control and go inside the octagon and just prepare ourselves for the best and hope for the worst. And wish for the best. All right.
Cole, before we get you out of here, we're down here in Miami. We got a card coming up in March with your weight classes championship, Sean O'Malley, Chito Vera rematch. How do you think that fight goes down?
It's different, I think it's a different fight. I think Cheeto's looked great his last fight. He's the last few he was kind of like slow starter. You catch him in the end, but I think the last one, the Pedro fight, Pedro stuff, he was able to stick to the game plan and get the win. Then you have Sugar, that was able to knock out Aljamain. I just think Aljamain was pushed too much. And to have too much turnaround, he cuts a lot of weight. I think it was just taxing on his body. And I've been there, I spoke with Aljamain. We train a lot. Obviously at the UFC Performance Institute. It's like one of those fights that you get there and you're like, man, I don't want to fight, kind of like you almost get there and like after it was like, I lost, but all right, I'm glad that it's over with kind of thing. And I think that just a lot of things and reasons probably why that he had that feeling. I've been there and a lot of those, not just because I've lost, it's just because you go in there and you're just not wholeheartedly into it. And it's tough, man. You have to have, you know, work hard, believe in yourself, a lot of luck in this game too, showing up on the right day, making the right weight cut, no injuries, peaking on fight day. It's a lot that goes into a victory, and especially at the highest level, everyone in the UFC stuff, there's the sports evolve so much. Every 6 months, it's always new techniques and new fighters and new stars arising. So, everyone that steps inside the UFC is giving it up and dedicated their life to make it there. So, it just, one of those things that Tito's got the win over him. I'm not too sure, he gets it done again. I'm leaning towards him because he's got the victory over him. But also when you're the champion, you got the championship confidence, you know what I mean? And eyes and the motivation. I'm not saying that Cheeto doesn't. I think he's a very driven individual, especially in fighting and especially where he's came from with this country and, where he's able to rise up and, success that he's had. And same with Sugar. I think that he's been groomed well in the UFC. You know what I mean? Groomed well.
Not the same. Not the same as you, man. Like that slow roll, like you were like in the Shark Tank immediately.
Yeah, I came out. I was calling the shots. I wanted the big title. I wanted the big fights. And I got that. Those guys. I was 25 years old as a world champion, 11-0, under 2 years in the UFC. I was a world champion, but I think they were groomed. I think Sugar Sean was groomed well. He needed to be. I think if they put him in, at the top with a lot of those fighters and early on, he wouldn't have had the success that he's had. But hey, hats off to him. He's got a rematch with Cheeto. I think that's a good fight. I'll be in attendance. I'm excited to go down to Miami and watch it. Yeah, maybe I'll do an in studio interview. That'd be great.
Hey, would love it, dude. Well, that was actually going to be my next question because I don't know if that's too quick a turnaround or what. But you get the victory. Would that interest you at all being on that card, or you want to be in attendance watching that card?
I like to be in attendance. My son's birthday is the 12th, so I try not to have camp around that. But I mean, the 9th would be good. And who knows? Who knows what happens? I'll stay ready. I train year round. I'm always ready. My weight's always in phenomenal condition to be able to do the weight drop. I have Dr. Capo as my nutritionist, and obviously work with the UFC Performance Institute as well, a nutritionist. So yeah, I'm always ready, man. I'm always ready. Especially they throw you in there as someone you want to fight. He's going to be. But I'm looking forward to Saturday, and I have a big call on after Saturday.
Hey, man, thanks so much for the time, Cody. We appreciate it. Enjoy this week. Enjoy it with your son. That's so cool. And it's always a thrill to watch you fight, man. Thank you so much for the time.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Right, take care. This Marcos really thinks he's something special. Frog boy. Bum. Goran Dragić. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Vailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tonga Vailoa. Dolphins quarterback. Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy. Check the history of food.
Two of the program is now. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQN. Thanks to Cody Garbrandt for joining the program. And you know, what are you gonna do, man? This guy is got a big one coming up this weekend. Big fight card coming up this weekend. And let us get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We
No trucks.
Oh man, you got the Miami Heat. They lost last night to the Chicago Bulls, 124-116. You see Jimmy Butler's Instagram, Marcos?
Oh, I did not. That was not boots on the gram.
Well, I was boots on the ground yesterday, and I see a certain somebody walking up the old steppy steps. And who do I see with his lovely family? But Goran Dragić in the building to watch a little Heat basketball. And then, as I'm walking back towards the locker room, who's there? Just chilling outside in his house, in his dragon's lair. Goggy. But then a couple things happen. One thing you're going to hate, one thing you're going to love. So the first thing you're going to hate because you think this kid Felipe last year was a con artist and his family.
For sure.
So yesterday somebody sat courtside in the Heat game. They said, Jimmy, I came to see you. A little kid. He had a cute sign. Jimmy Butler, I came to see you. And he had a Brazilian flag. Of course, the kid, Jimmy Butler can't resist a kid with a sign. So the kid got an autograph after the game.
Son of a gun, dude. How does this keep happening, guys? We need to vet these kids. Was he even a kid? Sometimes they look younger.
I think he was a kid. But he got a Jimmy Butler to autograph his poster and his jersey. Worked for him.
And the jersey.
The new Heat culture jersey, too. He's had that jersey for 3 seconds.
Yeah, let me go on eBay right now and see if I can find that.
It wasn't Felipe. It was a different kid.
Oh, sorry.
But then, J-Fig, if you could bring up this picture after the game.
Oh my goodness.
In the parking lot, Goran, Jimmy Buckets, hugging,
that's
ball and
right
goats. I miss him so much. Why can't we bring him in? We don't have another point guard. What are we doing here? We don't have another point guard. Just a little, little Runsky. We need somebody else to handle the basketball. What if Kyle gets hurt for him? We literally have nobody else. What am I missing something here? Why can't I have Goran Dragić back? I want him.
I don't get it, dude. I
don't care if you think he's a little older. I don't care if you think, we don't need another guy who's maybe not the best on the. I don't care. I want him. He's a franchise legend, and I don't understand. We've had him, flying in the wind here ever since he got traded for Kyle Lowry. Just bring him in. I want him. Why won't they listen to me on this? This is ridiculous. And by the way, why doesn't he get good seats? He should be sitting courtside. Sitting there amongst the people because he's a man of the people. But yesterday, Udonis Haslam's there. He's in attendance. Guess where he's sitting? Right with the Harrisons. He's sitting with Mickey and Nick Harrison. Why isn't Goran always sitting with the Harrisons? And where the hell is Goran Dragić not being on this roster? What the hell?
Are you saying he was in the nosebleeds? Are you saying
he was in the nosebleeds? It wasn't like he was, he was, very good seats. For anybody else, but for Goran,
yeah,
he should be sitting courtside, baby.
I bet Felipe Part 2 probably had better seats than him.
He did. That kid sat courtside. He was sitting next to Mayweather. He was hobnobbing.
Here's the thing, dude. If you're coming all the way from Brazil, that ain't cheap. We looked that up the other day. And you got courtside seats, you're fine, dude. You're fine.
Why can't he all just because you're well off doesn't mean you can't also enjoy the basketball of Jimmy Butler?
I don't know. I feel like that's a rule. I don't know. Your life is too happy. I don't understand.
Well, what are you gonna do? I miss you, Gogi. I want him back on the team. Heat lose yesterday. Panthers, they got shut out by the Canucks 4-0. Let's get a golf update here, brought to us by the Edwards Golf Shops. Home of the 90-day, 100% satisfaction guarantee, serving golfers around the country since 1968. Getting your golf on, everybody. And by the way, J-Fig, I was, I heard from the grapevine in the office, I played golf with some of my coworkers about a year ago, and I heard J-Fig scoff at this to other people that work in the building.
Oh,
I don't appreciate that. I can hit the links every now and then. Old Tobes has got. I play golf, J-Fig. I have a set of golf clubs. Yes, they are my grandfather's old clubs, and they are wooden. I actually have a wooden wood. Like Happy Gilmore. but they are my clubs, and I got even a new bag. I couldn't bring the old bag; it was too old, Marcos. It looked like something that like one of those old golfers with like the hats would have worn back in the day. But I have golf clubs.
They're not yours though, dude. These are hand-me-down.
They're hand-me-downs. Yeah, they mean a lot to me.
Gotcha.
It stops as you hit the sausage links. I love golf. It's great. I am great at golf. There's two things. If there's two things about about old Tobes, it's me. I love golf and throwing axes. Two great pastimes. Samesies.
Yeah, I only believe one of those things, and it's
telling you,
leaning
dude.
towards the axis.
Anyway, so this what do we got here? We got the TBC Sawgrass going on right now in Ponte Verde, Verdra, Florida. We got Danny Walker leading the way. He's 5 under. He's -2 on the day through 9. Harrison Endicott. He's also -5, even on the day, but he has just started his day. So there you go. That is a look at the leaderboard right now. Meanwhile, let's get to the Miami Dolphins. All right. So, Marcos, I'm a little worried about our favorite football team. Okay.
Yeah, you did mention.
I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried about vibes right now. Has nothing to do with the Jets. Has nothing to do with the talent. You know, I'm a big believer in this team. I'm a big Tua guy. I love McCoachin. I feel like they've taken this Titans loss way too hard. Okay. They shouldn't be taking this loss harder than me. And I feel like I listened to McDaniel yesterday. Dude sounds like he hasn't slept since the clock hit 0. Okay. Tua, with all this bravado and the swagger that he's talking about, I don't know. I didn't see a guy with the same pep in his step yesterday. Now, this could be a lot of factors. I don't know. It could have been the crunched up week. The schedule's a little bit messed up. They're not really practicing. They have to do 2 walkthroughs. Maybe that had people a little bit downtrodden. I don't know. Could be the fact that we'd be starting a center who hasn't played in 4 years this week because even Liam Eichenberg is hurt. So we don't have – yeah. Even Eichenberg is out here, and he's banged up. So it could have been a number of factors, but I just didn't like the overall – I don't know, dude, the overall feel. I'm like listening to these press conferences yesterday. I'm cutting up the sound. I'm just like, man, I feel down after listening to these dudes, man. So let's hear a little bit of it. First, let's hear on Tua, the red zone issues that they've been having lately. They used to be amazing in the red zone. Been slowed up a little bit. And here's Tua. He's taking full blame for that.
Yeah. I think that's something that I have to take because as we were down in the red area, there were some calls that I made that didn't help us. There were some decisions that I made as well that didn't help us. And we had opportunities down there. And in games like that here in December, you got to execute those. And I think we only had 2 field goals down there. We had 1 blocked, and then we came out with 6 points while we were in the red area. And then we had a fumble as well on the first drive. So can't end it like that and can't do that.
Man, he's so down. Now, I know people will say, oh, listen, Tobes, you want a quarterback who takes accountability. Yes, for sure. Yep. But also, I need a little turn the page there, too. And I just felt like there was a little bit too much dwelling there from Tua. Has me worried. Has me a little nervous that this thing has lingered like a fart in church, this loss. Which, listen, that was a smelly one this past Monday night. There's no doubt about it. But like Hard Knocks is in the books. Yesterday was Thursday. So everybody's talking about it's time to move on, baby. It's time to talk about kicking the Jets' ass.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's 48-hour rule it's supposed to be, right?
24-hour rule. Oh, even less. It's supposed to be less. Whoa. Now, obviously, you got to be asked about questions that are, things that, these are what the reporters have to ask. He was also asked about why is he falling so much? Like, was there an issue on the turf? Which obviously that wasn't the case. We know Tua loves the turf because he was with the turf farmers in this last episode of Hard Knocks. That dude loves the grass. He's never going to blame those guys. And here's Tua on Tua. Why are you falling so much?
Did you have you slipped a couple times. Did you have a cleat issue or?
No, that's just on me. Stinks, but that's just on me.
Okay. All right.
Tell me, man. Do you see what I'm hearing here, Marcos? You
seems a
see
little
what I
sad.
mean? It's a little sad. And I'm like, hey, buddy. Like, I wanted to get to it. Like, I wanted to take him to, like, I don't know, like a Mrs. Fields and get him like a cookie cake. Like, can we take him Christmas shopping? Can we go to Santa's Enchanted? You think Tua's ever been to Santa's Enchanted Forest?
You know,
Do you think he knows about Santa's Enchanted? I bet he doesn't.
There's something going on with that place, though. They've like moved ever since he's got drafted. It was pandemic, so it got shut down, and then they moved.
Right.
Now there's beef. They have beef with someone.
When's the last time? What was the OG? The OG place was. I've only been once to Santa's Enchanted Forest, and it was at Tropical Park. That was the OG.
That's the OG. If you've gone once to the Tropical Park, you've gone.
Dude, that was crazy. Dude, the carnies. I mean, they were dangerous. They should not have been twirling fire on that string.
Yeah, gotta love it. Now they've moved. So,
well, anyway, he's just, I don't know, man. He just
vibes are down though, dude. Sounds like it.
I don't like Tua sounding like this. I don't like the way he's feeling right now. I don't like the vibes of him right now. And I'm hoping that maybe this is just exhaustion. Maybe this is just he's worried about his teammates. I don't know, but it's just like he seemed just defeated yesterday. And I was like, hey, we gotta get ready for the Jets, dude. I can't have a sad Tua. All right. I need a holiday spirit Tua.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're 100% right. The vibes are definitely down based off of what I'm hearing so far. Which makes me sad. It kind of like reminds you of those moments, and you see it in the hurricane season a lot, where they have that one season or that one game during the season where it's just like the first domino and everything just continues to fall. I'm hoping we're not getting into that same vibe. I think we did the same thing last year. We were 8-4 at the same time, and things did not go well after that.
People yesterday. Now look, don't lose to the Jets, okay? And I can't stress this enough, Tua. Don't lose to the Jets, okay? Magic Mike, Mystic Mac.
Don't lose.
Don't lose. And don't lose. But it's a silly thing that we be sitting here downtrodden with the record that they have. They have the 1 seed right in front of them. You take care of business. You go beat these damn Ravens, and you can make this happen. But I don't know, man. It worried me yesterday. He was also asked about Tyreek Hill. His comments about the MVP. Here's what he had to say on that.
Tyreek always says you should be the team's MVP. I don't think we've ever asked him your opinion. What do you think is the Dolphins' MVP?
I would say Tyreek, but I could care less for myself to be any of that right now. And I know a lot of the guys could care less. I mean, I'm sure they'd be happy if one of our guys had it, but we just want to win games and we want to win Super Bowl here.
Yeah. I mean, great. Also, wrong answer. All right. You're supposed to say, of course, I'm the MVP. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, like, maybe a little jokey joke.
No jokey jokes yesterday, dude. See, like the week before, we got talking about him, like his music, and he's not taking jiu-jitsu anymore. Fun times. And I just feel like, I don't know, this loss seems like they've taken it really, really hard, and it has me bothered going into this week. Has my radar up. So we'll take a break. We'll hear from Mike McDaniel coming on up because he also, I don't know. Just I feel like Mike McDaniel hasn't slept since the loss.
Wow.
It worries me, concerns me going into this one. Also, the injuries. They have no linemen left. That's also bothers, or safeties, it seems like.
Damn it.
It's not, this is not setting up great. Take a break. Back after this. right, welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you. Leroy's off today. Great day for the Horde family. Leroy's son graduating college. Congratulations to Fonz and the entire Horde family. Love you guys. Enjoy the day. Celebrate it well. Celebrate it well. Congratulations to them. They deserve it. Great family. And love them all. Love them all. I'm very happy for them. Very, very happy for them. Coming up later, we will have to tickle my fancy because we don't have Leroy here.
Right. That's right.
So get out your feather duster, frog boy.
What's my feather duster sound?
So how did you do with the stand-up? Did you enjoy that?
I did. Again, it was kind of thrown on me last second because we had something completely else planned. So I did a couple safe jokes there, and I did the most important thing that you should do as a host. Got the hell out of the way. You know, I didn't try to make it about me. I didn't try to sit here and like.
I have been to comedy clubs with those MCs who make it about them.
Right. We're not here for you, sir. I understood what everybody was there for, so I got out of the way, and I think people appreciated that.
Very good. Any stories about Crowder peeing on himself?
No. Some of the stories he said I can't repeat. We didn't even get to the peeing stuff. Strangely enough, as crazy as his stories are in the league and in college, his childhood was just as crazy. So
I believe it.
Those things. It was a good time though. It was a good time.
Well, Crowder's good people. It's awesome to see what he's blossomed into and all the success that he's having and branching out. So congrats to him as well on a fantastic night for Crowder Uncensored, and well done by you. Fantastic brainchild from you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It was like you said, something. It's cool to think of something and then to kind of see it come to fruition. It was a good feeling.
One guy who doesn't feel like he's got what he probably wants to fruition coming is Mike McDaniel. Now, I was like listening to him yesterday, Marcos, and Mike McDaniel's long-winded. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Establish this. Don't get me wrong. I love this guy. I like the fact that he's a little different. I like him even more watching Hard Knocks. I think he's adorable with his little family. I think that's great. I like how he handles the coaching. That's a bit of a potty mouth. Was not expecting that.
Yeah,
was not expecting that. He's got a vibe. Best dressed coach in the league, right?
Easy.
So we got this new center coming in here. Possibly plays, but he was asked why they signed Jonathan Harrison, and I didn't know what the hell he was talking about, to be honest with you.
That's not the first time I think in my career that's happened, especially late in the season. This is kind of commonplace. Just it's a unique position sort of, but you just do. That's what all of us get paid to do is handle scenarios like this. I'm focused on what needs to be done, not what's happening necessarily. So, it's just another thing to try to, you get an opportunity to see how efficiently you can coach, get guys up to speed. It takes all the coaches. It takes, the players, they're going to have to spend some time working with the quarterbacks for sure and getting up to speed. So it's a diligent process. And we just like to keep you on your toes. Didn't see that one coming, did you?
I mean, no, I've never heard, no signing a guy that who hasn't played in 4 years, but I was just like, man, it sounds like the computer's a little overfried with him.
Yeah.
A little overloaded, right?
It's the end of the year vibes, and coming off a loss like that, short week.
Yeah, he seems like he hates changing schedule. I think that's another thing, definitely likes to keep things as much on point. I was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Look, man,
I think you're onto something here, dude. I think the vibes are low,
And now I'm concerned.
I'm just a little concerned. This is the fun team, you know. I like the fact that, you know, wedding cakes and celebrations and practicing. I tell you, we better see some practicing touchdown celebrations today. All right.
Whoa.
I'm sick of this. Stop feeling sorry for yourselves. You go out there, you kick the Jets' ass. All right. That is the mission. That is what you need to do. All right. This Jets team sucks. All right. They embarrassed themselves the last time you played them on national television. That was in their building, even though the Dolphin basically took over it. No more being down in the dumps about this stuff. It's enough already. I'm sick of it. I don't want to talk about Tennessee anymore. I want it to be a blip on the radar. I don't want to be the first snowflake in a snowball into an avalanche, okay? I don't want that to happen. Let's make this, if it's going to be a snowman, make it Olaf, all right? Not the abominable snowman.
Oh,
like a
Olaf.
cute little snowman. Who also, I believe the voice of the Olaf is a Dolphins fan. So let's keep it there. And not let this thing linger. It's enough already. All right. The Cranberries already wrote a song about that. It's time to move on.
Linger.
That's not.
Is that good?
That's
Come on.
Let
it linger.
Okay, no, that's not how the song goes. Here's more on from Mike McDaniel. He was talking about Vic Fangio and what he told Fangs after the loss.
Happen on Monday would really go after their DC. Imagine he doesn't need that because he's considering his resume and all that. How do you what did you go and tell him after what we saw on Monday night?
Well, you know, that's one of the I'm not sure if it's a silver lining or the positive part of going through stuff together as a team. Listen, any team that does anything worth anything goes through stuff together. It's like a family. Like you know, I would imagine siblings fight, and when you get through it, you are stronger. Well,
pause it.
That was a
for a
fight
second,
for
Marcos.
us.
So is he saying him and Fangs fought?
That seems like that's what he's insinuating. That
Like, is that what he's saying?
Sometimes families go through things.
Because I tell you what, the old don't like to be called out on their failures.
Yeah. This is strange, man. You're bringing to light some frostiness potentially.
I'm just saying, dude. I'm telling you, yesterday, maybe I was just too much. Maybe sometimes it's too much time on the headphones cutting stuff, and I get cross-eyed editing, and I'm like, maybe I'm hearing things, but like I heard that he's like, oh, sometimes families fight. I'm like, wait, did you guys fight? Are you saying that you fought?
What?
Am I reading too much into this?
I think I did that with my parents once.
Crowder's Better says the old hate criticism from the young. You're not wrong about that. Like, do you think that Mike McDaniel was just like, Vic, what about a little more pressure? He goes, pressure, huh? I was dealing with pressure with Butkus. Okay. I was like, okay, well, he's going to play the Butkus card again.
Yeah, what am I going to do? What do I say?
Every time with the Butkus card.
Here we go again.
Let me hear the rest of this from Mike McDaniel.
Imagine siblings fight, and when you get through it, you are stronger. Well, that was a fight for us, really, for all three phases. In terms of emotional, like we put a lot into it, and we didn't get the results at all.
Dude's out here quoting Kelly Clarkson.
Is he? Was that a Kelly Clarkson quote? Okay.
Well, here's more of McCoachin. This is him saying, Fangs, though, one of the best in the business, even though apparently they're fighting.
Apparently they're fighting.
Our defensive coordinator is one of, if not the best defensive play callers that I've ever been around. You talk about timeliness of certain calls. You talk about being on, because your job is to prepare players and put them in the best position to succeed. And so within that, you know, knowing the scheme and then knowing the offense, you know, each and every week, the last person I'm worried about doing everything they can for the team is Vic Fangio.
Wow. All right.
Okay, though, but you're fighting.
Kind
he's
of like it's kind of though he's basically saying like the old man tried. He's trying. You know.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, he said, you got to put him in the best position to succeed. I don't know if they're put in the best position to succeed in there.
They definitely weren't. I mean, they definitely weren't.
Yeah. Man, this is weighing on us, bro. And I think it's important, like you said, to just kind of push this past and just keep it moving, dude. It was one loss. Doesn't matter whatever it is. It was just one loss, dude.
Dade South says Monday Night Football too late for Fangs. The old hate everything past 8 p.m.
Hey, you know what? He's got a point there.
It's possible. The old don't like it being late. Yeah. McDaniel, Josh says McDaniel told Fangs, "How did you blow the end of that game?" Fangs then said, "Talk to me when your offense can pick up a first down and produce a scoring drive, punk." And McDaniel said, "Yes, daddy."
Yes. True, man. Like
I don't know if he calls him daddy, but maybe grandpa.
What if he calls him grandpappy?
Here's one more from McDaniel just saying nonsense.
Just saying nonsense.
Just
on this day, if we would have won by 40 or lost by 40, what does that have to do with today? I know there's a lot of feelings, as there should be, because people are invested, whether you're on the team or you're a fan of it. But the bottom line is that we are constantly looking at what we're doing today for the next game, and we can't live in last game, whether we won 70-20 or lost 28-27. Really the same rep for us. And I think the whole building feels the same, and we're at Carpe Diem on this. What is today? Thursday? I guess. Maybe. Thursday.
No one's a little out there. Just hear the typing.
It got even louder somehow. I don't understand.
Oh man, that was painful.
Yeah, man. By the way, what does Carpe Diem mean? Does anyone know what that means? Seize the day? Is that the thing, right?
I thought it was a Pokemon.
Magic Carpe Diem.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll go over week 15 of the NFL season coming on up as Miami Dolphins, of course, taking on the New York Jets. What else will tickle our fancy? That's next.
fancy, huh? You fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy, huh?
I'm so fancy. You already know I'm in the fast lane. From LA to Tokyo, I'm so fancy.
It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for Frog Boy to tickle my fancy. Go over the Week 15 NFL slate. See what we got going. Do have some news from Dolphins land here. From Travis Wingfield from MiamiDolphins.com, Drive Time Podcast. Deshaun Elliott and Rob Hunt out for Sunday. Officially out. So the Dolphins will be out with one of their starting safeties and their starting right guard. Rob Hunt, of course, still on the mend. So that sucks. Robert Hunt, this first time he's really been dealing with injury in his career. According to Mike McDaniel, everybody else will practice today except for Tyreek Hill, but Tyreek Hill's still questionable for Sunday. So Tyreek Hill's not going to practice. They're going to let him rest, but this is, they kind of just rest him up. Tyreek Hill knows what to do. We don't need to give him reps in practice. So
yeah, that's good. Rest up, dude.
That is the news from Dolphins land. Not great news. So there we go. Marcos.
Yes.
Give me that slate, dude. What do we got here today?
All righty then. Let's start off at the 1 o'clock slate with Tommy Cutlets, baby. The number one story in the NFL.
Tommy Cutlets,
The Giants head to New Orleans, to take on the Saints 1 p.m. Does that tickle your fancy, good sir?
This is is this a Saturday game or are you starting on the Sunday games?
Oh, you know what? There is Saturday game. There's 2 Saturday games.
There's 3 Saturday games,
There's
dude.
3 Saturday games. That is so true. Hey, you know what? That's why they pay you the big bucks, buddy. Let's start with the Vikings and Bengals slated for the 1 o'clock slot tomorrow. Does that
I mean, it does tickle my fancy. You have 2 teams with winning records here. That puts them square in the hunt of things, man. So you cannot dismiss it, even though these are 2 of the broken teams in the league. Of course, Vikings down to God knows what quarterback for them. You have Browning for the Bengals, who's kind of got them going pretty good right now. You know, he is, of course, shine on Monday Night Football. Then he wins last week. So, you know, I got to say, my fancy is tickled. Okay.
My fancy is tickled.
Let's go to the 4:30 slot of tomorrow's games. Saturday football, huh? Steelers Colts. Do anything for you?
You know, for the same reasons it should, because again, they're both winning record teams. So there is some juice to these games. They are meaningful.
Yeah.
I've seen enough Gardner Minshew in my life. So I'm going to say no, my fancy's not tickled.
Fancy not tickled.
Gardner Minshew, potentially the next Ryan Fitzpatrick?
That's, dude, I'm telling you something. Leroy said that maybe his second start. He's like, this guy is the next Ryan Fitzpatrick. Now I think he's less of a phony, than Ryan Fitzpatrick, because Gardner Minshew's always been weird. Ryan Fitzpatrick kind of grew into a weirdo, and then he copied Conor McGregor's bit in Tampa Bay after he had like a couple 400 games. Gardner Minshew's always been weird. Even with the Jaguars, he was working out naked. Like, this guy is a strange cat, and sometimes can sling that pill. But my fancy's not tickled. Again, my fancy is not tickled.
That's fair.
Fancy not tickled.
Now for the 8 o'clock time slot, we have a team that seemed to have figured it out and turned it around, and another team that could be trending in the opposite direction. The Denver Broncos traveled to Detroit to take on the Lions at 8:15 tomorrow. Does that tickle your fancy, sir?
Oh, man. Absolutely has to tickle your fancy for a lot of reasons.
Tickled.
You have right now a Lions team that's lost 2 out of its last 3.
Yeah.
Are they for real? Everybody was kind of comparing Dolphins, Lions as like the 2 high-flying teams early on. They, of course, got off to a great start. Now they got their signature win early in the year. They beat the Chiefs. Now it's kind of been like, all right, since the middle of the season, they haven't been as unstoppable So, big game for them. On the flip side of that, you have the Denver Broncos, who basically, since the Dolphins put a 50-point ass whooping on them, put up 70 points on them. Now, all of a sudden, they seem like a pretty respectable club. Sean Payton's got them playing well. Russell Wilson's playing well. Yeah, your fans, this is definitely the game of the Saturday, the most intriguing game of the Saturday, because we'll see, if Denver doesn't really have a lot of margin for error, and Detroit, will they smell like frauds?
They're on fraud watch.
They're on fraud watch. You're on fraud watch. They're on fraud watch.
Hey, you don't have to. You didn't have to.
What do you mean?
Ready for Sunday's slate, my friend?
I am.
Back
the
to
holiest of football days.
The holiest. And the Saints will go marching down to attempt to take down Tommy Cutlets. What do you think?
My fancy is tickled because I believe I have this game. So this is one of my picks for the week. I took the Giants. I took Tommy Cutlets. I'm riding with Tommy DeVito, and hopefully he can get it done for me. They what do they get? They're getting 6 points, which I think is a lot going into New Orleans. New Orleans has a losing record. There's only a game difference between these two, and you're giving these guys at the time it was 6 points. The line's actually down now to New Orleans -5.5. So I think a lot of people are believing in DeVito mania right now.
Okay,
so my fancy is tickled.
6 points is quite a bit for these two.
My fancy is tickled.
Staying in the 1 o'clock slot, got the Bears versus Leroy's old stomping Browns.
Yeah, your fancy has to be tickled with this one just because the Browns are in the game right now. They're legit. Joe Flacco, who knew? Comes off the couch. I'm honestly, my fancy is tickled because I have Leroy on Leroy I have on notifications on Twitter because he tweets so rarely. I always just want to know, when does he pop on Twitter? He's the only person. Everybody else I do that is like for PR teams, like so I get injury reports and things like that. Leroy's the only person. Oh, and Zonk. Of course I have Zonk on.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
Because he only tweets on Sundays. But Leroy I have on Twitter notifications, and he's so proud of Joe Flacco right now. And what Leroy doesn't know is he's going to get Flaccoed.
Oh,
he's gonna get Flaccoed. It's gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna be this week because maybe Flacco can keep it going and the Bears suck.
Yeah,
but he's gonna get Flaccoed. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of place. And so for that alone, my fancy is tickled.
The Bears do suck, but they did beat the Lions last week, if I'm not mistaken.
My fancy is tickled.
So you never know. You never know what could happen there.
We've seen you never know. We literally just saw the most you never know ever.
That is true. A 1 in 700 chance worth of you never know. Staying in the 1 o'clock slot, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Green Bay Packers. Does that tickle your fancy, sir?
Not in the least.
Whoa,
not in the
fancy,
least.
not
Nothing for me.
Yeah.
This
Two
isn't.
NBA teams.
Yeah, this isn't 1999. Sorry.
Oh wow. Yeah, 99. That would have been a good game for sure.
Yep.
Falcons versus the Panthers. What do you think of that one?
No, doesn't tickle my fancy. I still think that I still think poor Bryce Young, he's got no shot. I feel like people are gonna be rats off the ship on him immediately.
Yeah.
But that team sucks. That franchise sucks. Their owner seems crazy. He's got no shot. He's just got no shot. And I actually thought he would look kind of decent in the game the Dolphins played. I was like, yeah, I see it. But he's got no shot. I'll be honest with you. He's got no shot.
That's fair. Finishing off with the last 3 games in the 1 o'clock slot. Texans, Titans, those bastard Titans.
It should tickle my fancy because, CJ Stroud has been is he playing this week though? He's in concussion protocol, yeah?
That is a good point. That is a good point.
Injuries. CJ Stroud remains in concussion protocol as of yesterday. Isn't practicing. So I'd say he's probably not playing. So if CJ Stroud's not playing, I'll just assume he's not. I'm going to say fancy not tickled.
That's fair.
Fancy not tickled.
Davis Mills would be the starter if I'm not mistaken last year. So
listen, Davis Mills doesn't even tickle Mrs. Mills fancy.
Oh,
just the
no.
facts.
Jesus.
Fancy not tickled.
Sorry, Davis. But his
But
name is Davis.
I was going to say 2 last names. Can't remember.
Yeah, what is that?
Not just this guy. The Chiefs looking to put potentially the final nail in the coffin of Bill Belichick.
Yes, fancy is tickled.
Yes.
Big spread.
Fancy is tickled.
Oh, what's that? What's that looking
Kansas City's an 8-point favorite. And I'm curious about this one. It's at home. All these reports. I liked Bill Belichick going into Bill Belichick mode this week, whereas under Kansas City, because there's all these reports that he's done in New England. It's pretty crazy. And I'm curious to see how he comes out here. We know the Chiefs have had their offensive struggles. Kelsey obviously had to be distracted this week because it was Tay-Tay's birthday. He's getting heat from the paparazzi that he wasn't at her birthday, even though he has work. And you got to know, what are your priorities in life, Travis? Are you going to be, number one boo, or are you going to be number one receiver? You have to decide. You can't be both. And right now he's chosen Patrick Mahomes, and that seems like a stupid choice because it seems like he's got more job security being Mr. Swift, than he does trying to get another tight end contract.
He's got to shake it off, dude.
Yep.
He's got to find a way to shake it off.
But we know this all too well, like if he doesn't start getting it together, it's going to be a cruel summer.
Oh, will it? Will it?
It's going to be a cruel summer, dude.
The final game of the 1:00 slot. Your potentially sad Miami Dolphins take on the surging Zach Wilson-led New York Jets. Does that tickle your fancy?
It does tickle my fancy. As the line drops now, it's or the line's gone up. The Dolphins are now a -9.5 point favorite.
That's
because I think they were 8 yesterday. I feel like they were 8 yesterday. 8.5 at least.
It's moved potentially a 1.5 points.
I look.
How do we sign?
I'm going to tell you this. I think the Dolphins, understanding the injuries, okay?
Yeah.
Jets obviously have a good front, and having a center off the couch is not great. Also, don't have Robert Hunt. It was kind of a disaster on the right side last year. I'm not going to also lie. Austin Jackson had a bit of a fat cat game. I mean, got paid, got his ass kicked.
Okay.
All right. Just saying, he did. By the eye test and by the metrics, he got his ass kicked. And I don't know, it was because his wallet was too heavy in his pants pocket or what. Classic fat cat game from Austin Jackson last week. So maybe you're getting Teron Armstead back. That would be great news.
That would be.
And they could figure some other things out. But absolutely, my fancy's tickled. This is a critical game.
My fancy is tickled.
I was hoping this was going to be a layup and the Dolphins could go into the teeth. Now it is a must win. It's a must win. Flat out. You cannot lose this game. It's a must win, but more importantly, it's a don't lose. Don't lose this game. You cannot go into this week, fall to the New York Jets, not only Marcos, this fan base, very fragile.
For sure.
Long suffering. This is a long-suffering Dolphins fan base that has been dying to believe in something. And truly, I think, has given their faith over to this team. Loves this team. Loves the fact, because this team has a lot of things, all right? They're fun.
Yep.
They are a little different. They have the national media doubting them. And that is a recipe. And they have longevity. They have years and generations. They are the generational team down here in South Florida.
Yeah.
But they haven't won a playoff game, since 2000. God. If you lose to the Jets this week, the fear that the Dolphin fan will start fearing, not the team, the fan base. Because you're already starting to feel some of it.
Oh, I'm already hearing it. I'm already hearing same old Dolphins, same old Dolphins.
If you lose to the Jets, imagine this week times a gazillion. Because now you're talking about, oh no, the division's now back open, assuming, the Bills don't bill and get their ass kicked this week.
Yeah.
But either way, it's going to get to a point where it's like, oh my God, I can't believe we're at this point right now. We have lost to the Jets. If that happens, I can't be responsible for what's said on Monday.
Is that a warning? Is that a warning to them? Is this issuing a warning?
Don't lose.
Don't lose.
I mean, do we have time for the rest of Tickle? I'm kind of long-winded. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. We can
Mm.
speed through them in the next.
We'll take a we'll speed through them. We'll roll through the next ones in the headlines and get some other stuff. We got to get to our bet of the week coming on up, and lots more. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is going to join us later on. A legend, a UFC legend. He's fighting this weekend. We will get to him as well. Back with more for this.
Spin your
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy back here with you. 560 WQAM. Let's get into some cat talk brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out when it's game time. Make Celsius a party to play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida Panthers.
Oh, baby. Cats, though, last night. Cats lost 4-0.
Yeah, that's not good.
2 straight 4-0 losses for the Cats.
Yes,
but
I do have so
I have, what are you excited about?
J Fig.
Hey!
Did you watch Panthers game?
I was not able to watch the Panthers game yesterday. Yeah.
Nah, who could blame her, though? 4-0 on the West Coast game. Cats will be back in action tomorrow. Canadian tour continues. They take on the Edmonton Oilers. So I know I added Seattle to the Canadian tour, but you guys get it.
I mean, it's close enough to me.
It's pretty close.
I think Luongo, I was asking yesterday about Luongo. I think he got added to the Panther or the Canucks Ring of Honor yesterday. I was like, I wonder what's going on with Luongo. They still like him there? And apparently they do. He has been added to the Ring of Honor. Nah, it's not retiring your jersey. I mean, the Cats did that on the spot. Right. So Cats love you. Cats love Bobby Lou more. Just so we're clear, Vancouver. But
can you deny it?
What's that?
If someone's like, "Hey, I want your name on the Ring of Honor," can you be like, "Nah, no thanks"?
I don't know. I think you always want to have that connection there, at least for autograph signings, right?
True.
Oh man, when Vancouver lost that when they lost that Stanley Cup, that place went crazy. They like flipped over cars and stuff. Vancouver did not take it well. Anyway, Panthers did not take it well last night. They lose 4-0. Get us some more headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
Fig, you want to do it this time?
Sure. We know trucks.
The Heat, they lose last night. They fall to the Chicago Bulls. Lost 124 to 116. I know you're shaken up by it, Scooby.
I was shaking.
They'll be back at it tomorrow again against the Chicago Bulls. I don't love this whole baseball schedule where you play the same team twice in a week. It's kind of boring. I like to be shaken up a little bit. And so it was 2 Hornets games. Now it's 2 Bulls games. I said going into the week, I want 3-1. I figured they're going to blow one of them. Second night of a back-to-back. I can accept that, but they got to win this. They got to win this upcoming game, and I'll be okay with it. It sounds like the Miami Heat are getting Tyler Hero back next week. He told reporters yesterday, Monday or Wednesday, so it would be either the Timberwolves game or I guess in Orlando, I think is the Wednesday game. So that will be Boy Wonder's return, one of those two. I hope they get him back for Monday because – that'd be fun. But maybe they're like, yeah, it's a very tough defensive team. You want to get them going. Although, look, they need them. They need some offensive punch always. They need a little bit of a spark in these fourth quarters where they get bogged down a little bit. The one thing that was interesting yesterday with the Heat game, Marcos and J-Fig, I don't know how you guys felt about this. And Spo talked a little bit about this after the game. He was asked about it. End of the game, probably the last 5-6 minutes, takes out Duncan Robinson. And I didn't get that. I was like, wait, Duncan Robinson has been amazing. And I get it. You needed some stops. And you thought, hey, I'm assuming you were thinking, let's go Caleb Martin there. Caleb Martin's had a couple of clunkers. And I don't know. Duncan Robinson has just brought, he brings gravity for the other team's defense. He obviously can bring you shooting. I didn't get that one. Here was Spo on that decision.
Really just searching in the fourth quarter. At this point, I don't know what was right and what wasn't right. I was trying to find anything that we could string together enough stops that could get us in the open court. I felt our best opportunities were in the open court, and we were trying to maximize some things defensively, but that didn't work out as well.
Definitely did not because Kobe White, DeMar DeRozan, that other guy, Asunwu, he was amazing. By the way, his season high, never has had a game close to that. Didn't miss. Comes in there for Alex Caruso, just can't miss. He's like hey, everybody, I'm going to be Jamal Crawford here tonight. And that's what he was. He was amazing. Couldn't be stopped. And the Miami Heat, they could use the punch of Duncan Robinson back for sure. I did see, though, Jaime Jaquez getting some national love today. For those who partake in such, he is in Zach Lowe's 10 Things column today. He's thing number 4. And it says Jaime Jaquez Jr. doing the little things, hashtag heat culture. Zach Lowe writes, Jaquez is such a perfect Miami Heat player. It's almost irritating. A rugged defender, a high IQ gap filler who could do a little bit of everything on offense, including score one-on-one in a pinch. So there's a feature there on it. And check it on out if you guys want to see this. He includes it with, I don't want to spoil all the stats, but he concludes it with Jaquez is another huge Miami-Dade draft win, a no-brainer for first team all rookie. So very high praise today for Jaime. I saw they showed video though of that. They showed video of his mall appearance. Man, it looked great. I mean, they had he had a bunch of kids who were like, "Oh, Jaime is my favorite player already." Something about him. People are connecting to Jaime Jaquez Jr. Here he is on his NBA run thus far after last night's game.
No, I mean, this is the job. I mean, I have a lot of fun playing these games. This is what I love to do. I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. I will say, it definitely is an adjustment as far as travel and the amount of games and the wear and tear on your body. But that's why you got a great group of guys that are a part of this team that help with treatment. In the weight room, trying to get your body in prime position to be able to go out and play these games. So it's all about just being professional and taking care of yourself.
There you go. Jaime Jaquez Jr. in a loss. Still awesome yesterday. That's he's just a guy can't be stopped. He's been incredible. He's been incredible. He's been incredibly entertaining.
I saw some video while I was in Tennessee that he was at, I think, Dayland Mall, right?
Yeah. They showed this yesterday. And it was
packed.
a frenzy. It looked like a frenzy for him. It's something.
He resonates in this community because obviously it's a predominantly Hispanic community. But
Yeah, that definitely helps. People love Carlos Arroyo.
See,
Carlos
and
Arroyo
that's-
got a lot of pops.
that pisses me off. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But he did, dude. Carlos Arroyo
He
got
did
pops.
have a lot of love, though.
He did, but
Lot
let me
of
tell
number
you why.
eights.
Every time I play basketball, right? And I'm sure you can tell more or less where I'm going with this. Every time I used to play basketball, and if I did anything remotely good, you think they look at me and be like, wow, he's like Kobe. It was Carlos Arroyo every single time, dude. Every single time. It was like, oh, look at little Carlos Arroyo over there. I'm like, there's more Hispanic basketball players than just Carlos Arroyo. So now Jaime Jaquez takes the torch. And
He
he
does
goes
take
beyond-
the torch.
He's not just a good Hispanic
Does
player.
anybody else have the torch right now?
I mean, I've been Carlos Arroyo for the past 24 years, so I don't think so, dude. I really don't think so.
I mean, Carlos Arroyo I'm telling you, dude, Carlos Arroyo had pop. Like when Carlos Arroyo did things here, people went crazy for Carlos Arroyo. I don't feel like when Jaime does things yet, I don't quite think I was talking about this last night with Brady Hawk from 5 Reasons. We was like, do you think this is close to the Tyler frenzy? Because Tyler came out like a rocket. I don't think it's quite that because Tyler pops were bananas. They were also, they were really, really good out of the gate and especially good at home. Him and Duncan Robinson, and I'm talking his rookie year specifically. But the numbers are not far off. And I would say, and obviously it's different because, Tyler was 19, Jaime's 22, but I tell you what, man, a lot of Tyler's, it felt like his stuff was just big onions threes when he came out of the gate. The type of moves that Jaime puts on every single night, and again, this is part of his aura, is his polish as a player. It's just very impressive. And I think him being in Miami and having the last name Jaquez, that's going to go a lot away for him. But man, he's just also just been really awesome.
Yeah, he is.
Very, very much enjoy watching his game. Been fun.
He's also somewhat relatable, also just coming from the fact that he also was he was playing for 4 years in college and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, he's
He's
not
got
this
a
like
look.
phenom that's like
It resonates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it helps. He's got like a very distinguished look with the hair, the mustache. People call him Kylo Ren.
That too. That also helps.
Some kid brought him a Wanwick jersey last at the mall for him to sign. He loved it. I think that's too. Like he's he's a young guy, he's in social
He's
media.
relatable.
I think he sees all of this. So man of the people so far, Jaime Jaquez.
He's also humble.
He is humble. He is humble. And he loved my song.
Oh, okay.
Well,
What he did.
he's being nice. He's very nice.
I don't think see, I thought he was being nice on the radio show, but then like he didn't have to be doubly nice in person. I think that was unsolicited, J-Fig.
I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
I don't think you set that up.
I mean, I did not set that up.
The
I
angle
think you
looks
set
like
that
you
up.
set him up, dude. I don't know. It's like
I
you're
don't think
kind
so,
of recording, you're kind of not recording.
I was setting up.
You're like, Jaime, say this for me real quick. I'm gonna put the camera up. Oh my god, Jaime.
Bastards. Anyway, take a quick break. Oh, quickly, we had a golf update from the Edward's Golf Shop. Some of the 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Serving golfers around the country since 1968. You see this Tiger Woods with his son Charlie. Adorbs. Adore. The samesies. The swing. The same, dude.
That's amazing, dude. That is amazing.
You also don't play golf.
I do play golf, J-Fig.
I am not convinced.
I'll get a golf club right now.
I want you to.
Fine.
Oh, but there's a show and there's a break. And
People don't want me to have a golf.
People don't want me to have a golf club in my hand right now. Okay. He won't come back.
He's getting it. If he does come back, though, it's gonna be with like one of Tommy's little putt golf clubs or something like
I
that.
want him to take the camera outside, and I want him to start playing outside in the
I
ring.
want to see you swing, dude. You can always.
I want to see the swing.
Okay. Okay.
Don't. Okay.
Whoa!
At least he didn't miss it. That would have been really embarrassing.
That's pretty good. All right. He proves that he owns golf clubs.
I have a golf. This one's
That could be a prop. You have so much props.
Well, no. I'm telling you, this is my Gogi. This is my number 7.
Probably
Oh
decoration.
yes.
You know,
The
right
7
there.
iron. That's
I
what-
love it, dude. I love a 7 iron. You know,
Yeah.
the lucky one, the lucky number. You know,
He has
anytime
no
you need a lucky shot.
No idea.
He kissed that because he don't play outside. That's why they're clean.
No, I'm telling you, J-Fig, doesn't matter.
Oh god.
You know what? That should go in the dartboard.
He's right. Actually, son, we never did the bagger vans. That was supposed to be done. You have to dress like an old time golfer at Top Golf.
Oh my goodness. Put that on the
That's going on the dartboard.
Right next to iguana meat.
Take a
Ew.
quick break and get you caught up with some Dolphins stuff. We'll get you the injury report from Dolphins camp today, some updates from Mike McDaniel. Back after this.
For South Florida Lexus dealers, 15 minutes of game day uncensored.
Let's go! Sponsored by South Florida Lexus Dealers. Experience amazing.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Let us get to the breaking news this hour from the NFL. No surprise. I told you this I told you this in the first hour.
You reported this.
I reported this.
Quite some time ago, which was 23 minutes into the show.
Yeah, this was such a no-brainer, but Brandon Staley, if you could throw up the tweet here, JFig, the Chargers officially just tweeted out not too long ago, we have parted ways with head coach Brandon Staley and general manager Tom Telesco. So both fired, not even just the coach. They fired the GM too, who I think has been there a while. Now, Leroy's been on this. I'll give him props. He has been on the Bill Belichick to LA movement for a while. But one would have to say, you fire the coach and the GM on the same day? Yeah. Why would they do that? All of a sudden, we get these rumors about Bill Belichick. Oh, they're parting ways. Then Brandon Staley, he coaches the team like a coach who probably already knew that he was going to get fired. It seems like all ducks are in a row right now that Bill Belichick is going to go coach the Los Angeles Chargers. That seems like the obvious fit there. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, Telesco, how could how could you fire a general manager who took a generational quarterback, nobody saw coming, and Justin Herbert? One would have to wonder how does that possibly happen? Crazy. Very interesting.
Doesn't Los Angeles seem though like the most anti-Bill Belichick place though?
He's probably, you know what though? The old love, great climate, and the old love not having to hear from whiners, and they don't have any fans, like they don't. Like it's sad to say, and I don't like saying that because it's a thing that people throw at Miami all the time, but it's true. Like the LA Chargers, it's not even their city. They're the second team in a market that hasn't really loved having professional football. And every game you go, it's a road game. So I feel like there's some part of Bill Belichick getting out of Boston and going to LA. Like, it'll be a big story, don't get me wrong, but it's going to feel like a vacation. He's not going to have any responsibility. It's not like he's not going to have to deal with Sully and Murph and be like, Bill, tell us why you should still be the head coach right here on WEEI. Super Six Wheels. That's in the past. All right. I'm tired of this. Let's get to current events, Bill. So,
yeah. Look, they've been talking about this for years prior to this. How many times have we played WEI complaining about Bill Belichick?
Oh, a ton. He's not going to have that. It's going to be a charmed life for him because I guess there'll be some national pressures, but the local pressures aren't going to be there from being in LA. So makes all the sense in the world. I'm sure that's going to happen. It's interesting that this all lines up the same week that stuff comes out from Tom Curran from NBC Boston. And Belichick is going to be coaching that Justin Herbert. It still won't work out. I mean, trust me when I tell you, Justin Herbert ain't getting you that Shula record, dude. I'm just letting you know. But good luck. Toodles. Good luck. I will like him being out there putting a stranglehold on old Froggy Mahomes. So you got that's going there for you.
True.
But it is interesting that it's in this place where, man, you have this whole thing where we're sitting here and this guy's up on that podium and he's like, well, why should I still be the coach? Everybody's had a bad day at the office.
Okay.
Well, not as bad as you, dude. Stun Steve says, twirling your golf club there, Tobin, won't convince you're a golfer.
I'm still not convinced.
I'm telling you, dude, I'm a golfsman. Okay. And let me tell you, as a golfsman, I can tell you, the 7-iron is the perpetual tweener club, but it's my favorite. It's my favorite as a golfsman. I truly enjoy it. And you guys too can be Golfsman if you go to the Evan Watts Golf Shop. Some of the 9-day 100% satisfaction guarantee, helping Golfsmen around the country since 1968.
It's not. That's not a word. That can't be a word, dude.
What do you mean?
Golfsman.
Yeah, I'm a Golfsman, dude. I'm telling you right now. You know, I mean, you could be a cretin and say golfer, but if you're a true fan of the game, hitting the links, you're a Golfsman.
No, dude. I'm googling this. There is no.
Please,
no
please do not.
Golfsman is a thing, dude. It's a thing.
It's not. It's not though. Yeah, golfer is the word.
No, it's a golf. I'm a Golfsman.
You tried this with Artsman, and it kind of worked because that happened.
It didn't.
Well, I'm both. I'm very well. I'm a lot of different type of men. I'm an artsman, I'm a golfsman.
There were many caps, right?
I'm telling you.
Yeah, a lot of cap. No cap.
I say as like he's saying it's a thing. I'm telling you, a golfsman is a thing. Golfsman
Liar Woods over here.
I'm telling you, dude. Anyway, speaking of golfsmen, maybe golf will be our Hard Rock Bet of the Week, but we got to get to that coming on up. A lot of action coming up. What will be, Marcos? Get your chili peppers out, dude. We got to figure out where the action will be this weekend. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM, streaming live on YouTube and Twitch, the channel Miami 560 WQAM. Thanks, everybody, for joining us there in the chat. Dolphin Kane, very upset. He, one of our loyal Twitchers, he says, I don't subscribe to the McDaniel is funny, therefore he's a good coach point of view. I'm not a fan of the guy. There are a lot of teams out there without razzle dazzle and Madden offense that are winning and also have won Super Bowls. You play zone against McDaniel or you have Tyreek on the sidelines. He can't win a game. Wow. He also adds, and for the record, being a smartass and being funny are two different things. Wow.
Rats off the game.
Rats off that ship.
Passionate about that one.
I don't like that, though. I think he is a good coach. I do think he's a good coach. First of all, I think one of the big things with coaching is I do think that if you can get a lot out of your talent, like say whatever you want, but that guy got a lot, has been able to refurbish careers. He has the belief of a lot of the players around there. You know, you talk about first round picks who were down in the dumps of Austin Jackson and Tua Tagovailoa. You know, now they're, you know, one of them, you know, MVP candidate. Maybe that's a bit strong right now because of Tua's recent play, but guy's probably going to the Pro Bowl. He's the leading vote getter, so he's very popular. But he has had an excellent season. He's the league leader in passing. You know, and then Austin Jackson, that dude was, you know, left by the wayside. This guy refurbished his career too. So I think Mike McDaniel is a good coach. Is he flawless? No. I mean, like very clearly we have some things that he does get too cute, but he also is a second-year head coach. Like, I do think that there has to be some development. This guy's never called plays. He's talking about this with Duke Riley this week on Hard Knocks, where, you know, he goes, you never know you're ready for the opportunity until you stay ready and get the opportunity. So there's going to be some growing pains. The dude is certainly not perfect, but I do think that I think his leadership skills and his people skills and some of his innovation, which really seems to bother the hell out of a lot of defenses he goes up against, I do think there's a lot of great stuff there. He does have to harness some things for sure. And I think this is going to be a big test for him because last year, and he talked about this, last year they were at a certain point and all hell broke loose and snowballed. Yes, Tua getting hurt was also pocketed in that, but it was snowballing with Tua healthy as it was there anyway. So it's a huge test for him this week. I have not liked how he has spoken. I did not hear him speak today because we've been doing the show, but I did not love what I heard in his previous press conference where I was like, this dude sounds beaten down, a little bewildered, and also sounds like he got into a fist fight with Fangs.
Yeah, well, that was strange that he
very
mentioned
strange.
That. Like no one poked at it. He just volunteered that information.
Very strange. But
sometimes
this is a
siblings fight.
This is a big one, and things can get very fragile in the NFL, and they can flip on its head. And if they lose this week, and we're going into the last 3 weeks of the season with like actual stuff on the line, and possibly if you put yourself in a position to lose the division after basically having it on a tee, you know, as a golfsman, you love when things are set up on a tee. And I just think that Mike McDaniel has it all there for him. And if he were a golfsman, he would just, you know, hit it right down the fairway. You don't want to shank it into the woods, J-Fig. That's what the golfsmen say.
No matter how many times you say it, it's not going to become a thing.
Oh, it's a thing.
He even corrected himself. Just like he said, golfer.
Well, the Cretans are golfers, you know, for the common man. If you're a well-established golfer who goes to a country club, you know, like myself, you know,
Right.
that's then you're a golfsman. Anyway, let's get to some action here, huh? Marcos loves the action. It is time for the Hard Rock Digital Sports Bet Pick of the Week. Although, you know, it is I don't really know what to go with, Marcos. There's so much stuff I could go into. I got Jets and Dolphins. You know me, I love a River Craycraft anytime touchdown. I love it, which is not listed yet. It is not listed yet. I guess because there's so many injured Dolphins, they don't have that up yet. So I guess I can't make that one of my picks as of right now. The Dolphins line is 9.5 on the Hard Rock app. The over-under is 37, which is not a ton. So I'm very interested in this game. I don't know if I'm going to make this my bet of the week, though. I'm skeptical to go that way. Then I wanted to kind of go hometown on this. I can't go. I don't know if they'll have the Heat line up yet for tomorrow's game. Usually NBA, they only will put up there. But just for the record right now, if you want to go to Hard Rock app, Miami Heat, just if you guys want to know about this, plus 4,000 to win the championship on Hard Rock app. Okay. So if you guys want to get some sweet action on the Miami Heat, you might want to go to the Hard Rock app and put a little something on the Miami Heat.
Does that mean you put down $100, you win 4,000?
That's right. If you put down $100, you win $4,000 for the Miami Heat to be NBA champion.
8,000?
If you want to go conference champion right now, plus 1,500.
Okay.
So just something to think about. All the action right now is on Milwaukee and on the Celtics. So you peruse around that on your Hard Rock digital sportsbook app. That's fun. But I'm going to go, Marcos, because we had him on in the show earlier today. I'm going to see if I can get some action on Cody Garbrandt this week.
Oh, yeah. I was looking to see if
Cody Garbrandt winning method by KO is plus 200 to win by KO. I think I'm going to go with that. Friend of the show.
Yep.
See, he's got his kid there in the stands for the first time.
Oh, that's true.
Yep.
That's true. Man, we got some inside info on that.
I know. That kind of gave me the goosies. And plus, he says he's going to come in studio when he's down here in Miami.
That's
Friend
true.
of the show.
Friend of the show.
of the show.
So I'm going to go with that. Maybe I parlay this into something. Let's see. What else we
Ooh.
got?
What are you going to parlay into a little Van Ginks plus 170 over 0.5 sacks?
Ooh.
All he needs is one.
That's all he needs is one, right?
I tried to see if there was a Jake Paul on there, and Hard Rock doesn't respect Jake Paul. And I respect the fact that they don't.
Man. All right. If we go a little parlay action, I'm going here. I got Cody Garbrandt by KO, Leon Edwards, winner over Colby Covington. You get plus 400 on that.
Okay.
Then
So
if I mix that also in with, I don't want to bet on Shavkat because we got Wonder Boy coming up. I don't want to make him mad.
Yeah, don't. Dude, he gets angry.
No, that's not true.
He
He's the
loves
nicest guy
getting
in
the
the world.
fighters angry.
He's very nice.
That's not true, J Vig. I'm not a pot stirrer. Don't say
Yeah,
that.
of course not.
I'm not a pot stirrer.
He's a pot stirrer and a golfsman.
I am a golfsman. That's for sure.
And an
All right.
artsman. You forgot that one.
I'm going to go Leon Edwards to win. I'm going to go Cody Garbrandt by KO. And I'm going to go, how about this? Josh Emmett to win over Bryce Mitchell, who's kind of been down in the dumps lately.
Yeah.
And I can get plus 1,300 on those three.
Whoa!
Yep. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going, here's my parlay. I'm going Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah.
KO. I'm going
See, that's
Josh
cool.
Emmett. Win.
Just win. Doesn't matter
Just
how.
win. Just win. All right. Leon Edwards beats Colby Covington. Plus 1,300. 3-leg parlay. That's what I'm going with. That's my Hard Rock bet of the weekend. You guys can go to your Hard Rock app right now and put on your bets for UFC 296, which I will be locked into tomorrow. That is your Hard Rock digital sports bet pick of the week. Hard Rock bet is Florida's sports book. Bet on your favorite teams tonight on the Hard Rock Bet app. Download your Hard Rock Bet app at the App Store, Google Play, or online at hardrock.bet. Hard Rock Bet is legal in Florida, offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 or older and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. What do you like, Marcos? Is there something that you got your eye on tonight? You have been very heavy. Did you win last night, by the way, or were you not betting because you were busy with the Crowder thing?
I was busy with the Crowder thing, but I would have lost. I definitely would have lost whatever I would have bet. I don't trust myself anymore. But I do trust Andrew Van Ginkel to hit that over I was telling you about, that 0.5 sacks there. And you know what? I think we're actually going to go ahead and parlay that bad boy with Zach Sealer over on
Sealer it on up.
And you know what? I think the defense is going to respond. And I think Zach Wilson will throw an interception. So I'm going to parlay the over on that one. And all that will give me $54. So let's go.
Didn't really go gold mining there, did you?
Let's go, baby. No chili peppers on this one.
No chili peppers. That was my next question.
I'm just tired of losing, dude. I got to pick some sure bets.
Pretty much.
Dade South says, what was the second bet in that parlay? I'm going Cody Garbrandt knockout. I'm going Josh Emmett to win. Because here's the thing. Bryce Mitchell, I love Bryce Mitchell. I as far as like a character, he's weird. He believes in every conspiracy. He lives on a farm in Arkansas. He trains with his bull, and he eats chicken eggs right from the tap. So he's taking this fight on short notice. Josh Emmett's a hammer. Like, he can knock your ass out. Emmett, I think Bryce Mitchell's coming off of a loss. I just like the value there. And then Leon Edwards, not to spoil it, but I've gotten some insider information on that from an expert who may be joining us next hour, and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, that swayed me to Edwards. I was very torn on this fight. Torn on this fight between Edwards and Colby Covington. But then I was like, he makes some good points, this Wonder Boy. It's almost like he knows fighting. Because let me tell you something about fighters. The fighters know fighting.
That's fair. It's like Baldy knows football.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. So that's why I'm going with that. Plus 1,300 if all three hit. Let's have some fun, baby. I'm sweetener.
This, huh?
Yeah, I can't wait to see the chat this weekend.
Yeah. Is it our first time putting down on UFC? I feel like that's not something that we do often.
Since first pay-per-view. Yeah, it's the first pay-per-view we've had legal betting down here.
You go, boy.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. Because all these guys, it'd be so annoying when I'm doing Tapped Out with which I do for the BetQL network. And these guys, they live in states where they're allowed to bet legally. And I was like, must be nice. You don't have to go to some Peruvian website and, throw it into crypto and then hope that it gets back to you if you win it from Johnny Thumbs. But now, we're good to go, baby. I love it. And it's so easy to use the Hard Rock app, dude. It's like beep, beep, boop, boop. Some would say too easy. I'm like, well, I want to do it again. It's a delight. But I will tell you, with old Tobes, here's how old Tobes likes to gamble. I like to take home run cuts. I don't like to do the same. It was fun. Like when I first got the Hard Rock album, like Jaime Jaquez over wins every time. But then they caught on. And it was like, all right, this is like plus 135. Not as fun anymore. I like going in there and I like hitting me like a plus 800. I like hitting me like a plus 1200. I like a real juicy one.
Yeah, you like a Durham Smythe anytime touchdown. Used to throw a touchdown to tight ends all year.
I don't think I'm going to bet on River Craycraft this weekend. I don't think I'm going to do it.
Didn't you say you were off that anyway?
I think I am off it. He tricked me because he came in with the white suit, and let's just face it, Conejo Blanco, he did not come through for me.
Well,
he's the White Rabbit.
Is that what they call him?
It's just the way he
That's what he calls himself, dude. That's what he does. He's the White Rabbit.
Well, look, Tyreek Hill may be banged up. This may be the week that it hits.
You're right. That is a good point. Maybe we should, maybe we should go one more time on the River Craycraft anytime touchdown. And I bet you it fattens up today because it's been like not even looking his way. Has he even had a catch? When's the last time River Craycraft had a catch?
I don't know if I've even seen him have
River Craycraft was a thing last year. What the hell happened?
Yeah, I don't know. And see, that's part of the problem we were discussing. It seems like he's gotten too Tyreek heavy. So maybe you can get back to what we love him for, man.
I don't know, man.
Craycraft touchdowns.
Just a little sweetener in the red zone, baby. Stop throwing that fade. Do you have Tua again? Can you play Tua on him in the red zone where he sounded like a broken man? Because he's like, what's going on with your red zone issues, Tua? And Tua was just like, I'm stinking up the joint.
Yeah. I think that's something that I have to take because as we were down in the red area, there were some calls that I made that didn't help us. There were some decisions that I made as well that didn't help us. And we had opportunities down there. And in games like that here in December, you got to execute those. And I think we only had 2 field goals down there. We had 1 blocked, and then we came out with 6 points while we were in the red area. And then we had a fumble as well on the first drive. So can't end it like that. And can't do that.
Man. Man, you got to bounce back.
Just
I'm
vibe
tired of
mode.
hearing this. Somebody take Tua right now to take his ass to like Santa's Enchanted Forest, or take him to the Christmas Village, or take him to ice. Something that gets him in the mood, gets him a little bit chipper. I want Tua coming on Sunday's game. I want him to come to the stadium, ugly Christmas sweater,
Play some
really
Michael
the holiday
Bublé.
spirit. I know he always comes in the lava. I know that's how he always rocks, but let's go. Come in a Santa outfit, whatever gets him in the holiday mood to bring some real cheer. That's what we need from Tua.
I agree.
That's what we
I think
need.
JJ's on point. Play some Michael Bublé as he walks in.
Yep.
Set the vibes.
Take a quick break, but before we do that, speaking of the holidays, if you want to give someone the gift of relaxation, how about right now we give away a $100 gift card to Contour Day Spa and Plantation. Contour Day Spa offers a wide range of spa services and more. If you're looking for a holiday gift, visit contourdaySpa.com. Right now, caller number 85. I'm just kidding. Caller number 10 for Tyreek Hill. 305-567-0560. Caller 10 for 305-567-0560. Caller 10 to 305-567-0560. Caller 10 is going to win a $100 gift card to Contour Day Spa in Plantation. Back after this.
WQA.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy. Take you up till 2 o'clock. Let's get into some headlines. Brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy a truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Is that a hockey puck?
Yeah. I don't have a truck.
We know pucks.
Pucks.
Breaking news today is Brandon Staley, no surprise, fired as head coach of the LA Chargers after last night's embarrassment. So, yeah. He got throttled. It was a nice plea for his job there at the end, but he's gone, and they also fired their GM, so a lot of speculation has opened up that they are going to move on to Bill Belichick, who apparently is going to get let go as the Patriots head coach. So be on the lookout for that, everybody. Last night, the Florida Panthers, they got shut out by the Canucks 4-0. No bueno. Tomorrow, Miami Hurricanes are back in action, taking on LaSalle at noon. You can hear that here on WQAM. And in the pro ranks, the Miami Heat, they fall to the Chicago Bulls 124-116. Hear a little bit from Eric Spoelstra after yesterday's loss, as he was, just wanted to see the Heat get that lead one time.
Good job of executing versus different coverages, and they adjusted very well. Yeah, Chicago did, and they made the right plays, and they're playing differently right now as well. So, the ball. They're playing slightly differently, and we had some of those breakdowns that led to open shots. And if you defend it right and are super disciplined and focused and locked in, that doesn't guarantee anything either. But it leaves us wondering, for sure. Those last 6 minutes, whether those were mental fatigue errors or just lack of discipline errors. I don't know, but we're definitely going to get better at that. The spirit, the competitiveness, the want, all of that was there. The grit, that was definitely there. The guys that have logged big minutes, they were dead-legged for sure, but they have a competitive spirit. Our guys definitely have that spirit, and we just couldn't get that over the top. What I would have liked to have seen in that second half is for us to take the lead, just one time. One time. That's what I was saying basically in every timeout, just to see if that could change the dynamic, and we could just never quite string together enough plays to take the lead and then go from there.
Yeah, it was a good battle. Also, don't get down 25 in the first quarter and have to fly all the way back from that, which they did. Jamal Cain with a sick block yesterday. That was my favorite play of the game. I love Jamal Cain.
He was like spinning left hand from left to right. It was crazy.
It was insane. Really, really impressive. Tomorrow night, UFC 296, Leon Edwards defends his welterweight title against Colby Covington in Las Vegas. Shmi the Schmolnik says, Spo almost slipped, saying the Bulls play better without Levine. They might. Kobe White's been amazing. You got to let him loose, and Levine, he's doing he's injured, but like some people are saying, is this like a holdout injury? So he gets traded. He's fed up with the Bulls. I don't know why he's fed up with the Bulls. They gave him $1 gazillion. What do you? Is there a point where he's out here, and is he not getting what he wants? Seems strange to me, but what do I know? But yeah, keep an eye on that. The Heat are back at it tomorrow with Chicago. It sounds like we're going to get Tyler Hero back soon. I remember yesterday saying Tyler Hero said Monday or Wednesday is his target date to return. He has, of course, been out since injuring his ankle against the Memphis Grizzlies. Been about a month now without Tyler Hero. So it'll be great to get him back. As far as the Dolphins are concerned, you have Mike McDaniel today letting you know that Deshaun Elliott, starting safety, he's out still in concussion protocol. So you wish him a speedy recovery. And Rob Hunt still dealing with that hamstring, so he is out. Tyreek Hill won't practice today, but he is questionable for the game. He is not ruled out. They're just simply resting him and letting him heal up that nasty ankle injury. He's been dealing with ankle issues, and hopefully they have the cheetah good to go against the New York Jets because he's been awesome. And also, like, look, MVP, non MVP, this dude's chasing a record. Still on a record pace, still can get this thing done. And man, it would suck if you got to this point and all of a sudden he was out for a game and wasn't able to get to 2,000. So we'll keep our eyes on the cheetah and hope that he is going to be good to go as well for this. Let us get a golf update because I'm a golfsman from the Ed Watts Golf Shop. Some of the 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee, serving golfsmen around the country since 1968, or golfers, whatever you prefer. Not serving gophers though. That's Caddyshack.
You can't just, you know what? -1, dude.
Why?
-1, dude.
I know
-1.
somewhere. Leroy is just rolling his eyes.
You're making a mockery of his sport.
I'm not making a mockery of the sport. I love golf. Everybody knows that about old Tobes.
Oh, no, it literally.
Yeah, clearly I didn't.
Well, I mean, that's just. I thought you were just like trolling the guy. I thought you.
No,
Been like,
I really wasn't.
Tobin loves his golf. I didn't really understand what your path there was, J Fig.
No, see, he started a conversation with me.
Mm-hmm,
I was meeting his friends.
Yep.
And then he said, I play golf with them and Tobin.
Yep,
And then
exactly.
I had to say, give me 1 second. Did you just say Tobin?
Yeah.
He said yes.
Well,
then
why am I not allowed to have
Brendan
hold on.
Tobin?
Why am I not allowed to have hobbies? Like I can have hobbies.
You're allowed
like,
to have hobbies, but we've never heard of this hobby. We never knew that you were a golfsman.
I am a golfsman, and as a golfsman, I love to golf. I go all the time.
Leroy's thing. You've never actually said anything.
He got me
about
into it. He got me into it. We don't golf together. He's an early golfer. I like to do the night golfing. That's usually where I get my best thinking in.
Okay,
dude. Who golfs at night? You can't.
You plenty of people down here, dude. I'm telling you, you can golf whatever you want down here in Florida.
You can't though. That's actually you can't because the sun
You know-
works the same way everywhere, dude.
Why don't you do the weather, Tobin? Steven makes an excellent point. Why don't you do the weather?
Well, I mean, as a golfsman, of course I can do the weather. I mean, that's not a problem. If you want me to do the weather, I'll do the weather.
Stop Googling.
I'm not
I see
Googling.
your wandering eyes.
I'm not
Asking you.
Googling anything. Let me look
Asking
at-
you.
Heading over the window, Plex.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me what's the temp.
Looks like 73 out there, Jay.
You're looking at Gogo.
I'm looking at you. Eye contact, support, breezy day out there. Winds 19 to 21 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Like, if I had to say
Stop
direction.
looking. Leroy never looks at me.
Swirl it. Well, I mean, I just want to make sure I'm on mic. I wasn't prepared to do the weather like Leroy is every day, which, of course, is brought to us by the DeBesman and Dover Law Firm, youraccidentatories.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them up at 866-954-MORE. We're looking today about a 61% chance rain. So be careful out there if you're going to go play the beautiful game.
The beautiful game. Love
soccer.
Isn't that soccer? That's not golf, dude. It's not golf.
But anyway,
Great job, Tobin. Great job.
Thank you. As a golfsman,
did that.
I appreciate it. And we appreciate our friends over at the Ed Watts Golf Shop, some of the 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Serving golfers around the country since 1968. Play a little "You're Dead to Me" coming up next.
You're dead to me.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Frog Boy, you look different.
What's the genesis of Frog Boy?
Bro, he has webbed feet.
What?
Yeah, Marcos is
They
an
hug each other.
amphibian. He has
His toes
webbed
hug.
feet. It's crazy. It's the craziest thing.
That's gross.
I know, man. So you're telling us, so we try and, make him feel like himself, call him what he is.
Right.
Makes him feel more at home. So that's what we do. How are you feeling, Solana? Heat lost last night. Are you doing okay with a tough loss? The Bulls are very annoying.
I hate the Bulls. I'm doing a lot better than Tua and Mike McDaniel. 100%. But
Sad
I
as hell
do.
today.
I am upset that, second night of a back-to-back and you come out and you let the Bulls go up 33-8. I mean, ridiculous, Tobin.
When's the last time you've seen Spo call 2 timeouts in the first quarter? He was furious. All right, let's get to you dead to me. Marcos, by the way, Frog Boy had to catch a flight. He's off doing Frog Boy things. He's a traveling man. I'm going to go first. Quite simply, this is a tough day for the Staley family. And there's only one man who really should bear the blame, and that is the face of the franchise. Justin Herbert, you're a coach killer. You are a coach killer. Let's just say what it is. Look.
You're dead to me. Bum.
Any quarterback can go out there. You can get one coach fired. That's standard practice. Happens all the time. Tua even had a coach fired, but really wasn't his fault. I mean, that coach didn't want to be with Tom Brady. Then Stephen Ross wanted Tom Brady, who, of course, was going to team up with Sean Payton. And then that dude, Bradley Beal's uncle, whatever that guy, Bruce Beal, he was going to go out there and he was going to tamper with Tom Brady. He got caught. And so then the whole plan blew up. So they had to go find this genius guru to fix Tua. But anybody can get one coach. Everybody gets a mulligan coach.
Yeah.
Get 2 coaches fired. That makes you a coach killer. And you're not going to hear about that. The Bums won't talk about it with Justin Herbert. They'll go out there and they'll say Staley was a boob, Staley was an idiot, Staley this, Staley that. Let's not lose sight of the fact that Justin Herbert goes through more coaches than a chain smoker goes through cigarette packs a day. It's quite unbecoming, and quite frankly, Justin Herbert, lack of accountability, you're dead to me.
You're dead to me. Bum.
Jennifer, who's dead to you?
So I think I've come to peace that I am the only person that really has my own taste in music and generally in everything. So
Death vampire metal?
Exactly. So I need to stop counting on people to go to places with me because they always fail me at the end. And to those people, those are dead to me.
People who bailed on your concert, speak their name.
You're dead.
This person works with us.
Wow.
My cousin.
Wow.
Cousin bailed on me
Man.
once again at last minute.
Can you tell me the name of the
Yesterday.
band?
No, it was not the band. It was actually Crowder.
Oh, all right. Well, sorry about that. I thought that you were going to go see Steel Bad Vampire or something like that. I don't know.
No, that's like today. That's today.
That's the weekend. That's the weekend plan.
That's the
Solana, you seem like you should be familiar with the game. Can you give this a whirl? Who's dead to you?
I am familiar with the game. I have so many because I listen to this segment every Friday, and I feel like I have a submission every single Friday. I'd like to say, first of all, the NBA and NHL schedule makers that schedule the Heat and Panthers every single night to play the same night. You're dead to me.
You're dead to me. Bum.
And Tobin, for whatever reason, I don't know why. I've been a very good friend to this show specifically. I support you guys all the time. I retweet your content. I chime in on the Twitch and on the YouTube. All your little Twitch commenters hate me. So you guess what? Hey, all you Twitch commenters on the Tobin and Leroy show.
That's our audience?
Oh, you're all dead to me. You're all a bunch of bums. You're all hating on my beard. Bobovsky, whatever the hell this guy's loser name is. All he does is chime in every time we're on. He doesn't like me. I don't know why, because I apparently I was the only one that thought Lillard was coming here, Tobin. I was the only one who apparently got that wrong, according to this bum. They're all dead to me. You're all a bunch of bums. I'm filling in. I'm doing a solid for Marcos, and all.
He is
all
doing
I
a
did
solid.
is hate.
They also called you an iguana.
Oh, that might be accurate.
I will say though, I'm a changed man. I'm not harpooning anymore. You know, the Lillard thing broke me. But Monday, Anthony Edwards, game changer. I'm gonna be watching some Spo hobnobbing, seeing what's going on there on Monday. You know, see if
We're
there's
gonna
a
be
little
watching you
handshake,
closely.
little bromance, see what's brewing
Yeah.
there. You know, see what his interactions are like with Bam. You know, see if we have a little bit of frostiness between Cat and Anthony Edwards all of a sudden, you know, like a Victor Oladipo situation. I'm going to be watching that. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on that. I also don't think that Damian Lillard likes Giannis. I think after that whole ball fiasco, I think he thinks he's a little weird. So I don't know if the Dame thing is even dead yet.
I can't believe people are like genuinely Hawk and Crowder, Tobin. They're caping up for Giannis running into the tunnel. It shows that he's a true competitor. What?
He looks like a lunatic. He looks like an absolute lunatic.
That was his ball. That was his ball. Like, what? What are you talking
I can tell you, dude, without a shadow of a doubt, Giannis Antetokounmpo, with all the accolades and all the things that he has, 2 MVPs, a championship ring, the ball for your record. First of all, you'll probably get the record again. Don't worry about it. And second of all, this poor fella with the 1 point, what's he ever gonna do? He's not gonna be Giannis. He's not gonna be Giannis. Let him have his thing. You just wanted to be a jerk. Oh, look how much I care. Enough of it. By the way, as another aside for you dead to me, I can't believe we're getting stuck with this Tony Romo this weekend. You want to talk about just a complete deflating, just takes the air out of a game. You know this guy, all he's going to be thinking about the entire time is going to be checking his phone to see when kickoff is for Josh Allen on the field. He doesn't want to do these games. He only wants to do Bills games. And it's ridiculous having to hear him. Oh, Jim. And I bet you, if anything, he's going to give more credit to Zach Wilson than he is to Tua.
Yeah.
I can just tell already. That's the direction this is going in. And just I can't believe also that he's just gotten to the point where this guy used to actually seem like he put some work into broadcasting. You've been a broadcaster for 3 seconds. You already don't care? It's strange. Like Al Michaels, people are getting on the legendary Al Michaels. At least Al Michaels has been there, done that, decades in the business. He's old. He took a fat Jeff Bezos contract. All right. Maybe it's time for him to pack it in. Maybe he's not quite as sharp as he used to be. Tony Romo, he's been a broadcaster for half a decade.
You know whose fault it is, though, right, Tobin? It's our fault. It's our fault because that first year of Tony Romo,
I know.
Can you believe it? I mean, this guy, he's reading the play before it happens. I mean, we've never heard this before in a broadcast. I mean, Collinsworth can describe it after, sure, but he's annoying. Tony Romo's telling you what's going to happen before. I mean, we filled this guy's head.
We really did.
His ego exploded. It's our fault. It's our fault. So now all he wants to do is just praise Josh Allen every time he gets.
That's all he does is he's just like, Jim, oh man, he didn't throw into quadruple coverage that time. Growth, Jim. That's a winning play. I don't know what to tell you, dude. You know, and so now I got to sit and listen to this guy on my Sunday. Going to be trying to, you know, enjoy my football, but unfortunately there he is. It's just a bummer, man. Just a huge bummer that I got to hear this guy go out there, and he already called his shot. He's like, "Oh, Jim." I mean, let's just say the Dolphins don't win this game. There's actual stakes on that Bills game, and we got to listen to old Buffalo sauce on there with Jim Nantz with the season maybe on the line in a Week 18 game. I can't take that. I might have to like put it on like the Spanish broadcast or something like that, dude. I can't take that. I can't listen to Tony Romo with a possible winner take all, and you have him versus Josh, and him broadcasting Josh Allen, a game he's wanted for 15 weeks.
Can you watch a football game on mute? Can you watch a football game on mute, Tobin? Because I'll consider it.
Maybe. I don't know. I might have to. But like, where's Harlan? What's he doing this week? Why don't we get him? What is this infusion of Romo all of a sudden? What happened to our guy? That was the magic sauce, man. Are we never getting Harlan again? I love when he calls football games for the Dolphins. It's so much fun. He's the best, and he's just that perfect balance with Trent Green, who just has no personality. And it's just, Trent Green hates Mike McDaniel and razzle dazzle, and he hates all the things that he brings to the table. He even says, like, he's like, oh, too cute. All the time he's hitting Mike McDaniel with the too cute. And maybe he is too cute. I don't know. Right now it seems like he's fighting with Mike McDaniel. He's fighting with Vic Fangio. All these things we have to dive into, by the way, on Game Day Uncensored coming up this Sunday at 9 a.m.
Let's go.
I'm telling you, Solana, something was amiss this week with Tua and Mike McDaniel. Like, you hear when Tua was like talking about falling?
It was weird.
Yeah. I don't like it.
By the way, Trent Green, not to go backwards here, Tobin, Trent Green just doesn't have fond memories of being in Miami because, like, the 3 times he stepped on the field, he had to leave with a concussion. So he just doesn't like the Dolphins, period.
That's understandable. That's possible. That's the way this has to go. But
so what do you think it is with Tua, where last week he's having fun, and then this week because they lose, he's like locked in. He's in serious mode now because they lost. Like, just weird.
I don't know, but it was just noticeable yesterday. I was like, man, he seems down. I don't say Mike McDaniel seems down. Mike McDaniel just seems run down. He seems like he's taken the injuries. I mean, they got to sign centers you never heard of. You have, he's got to get Vic Fangio in line because Fangs doesn't want to blitz anybody, and good luck there trying to make the old change their ways. So I think he's just exhausted. And plus, if Tyreek Hill might not play in this game, I mean, he's going to be beside himself. He loves Tyreek Hill. He loves playing. He loves calling plays for Tyreek Hill. So I don't know, but I always thought they took this season. They took the losses very well. We're going to use this for something. Maybe they will, but this one, I think, bit them in the ass a little bit harder than we thought, because the one thing they really held their hat on the entire year was we take care of our business. The whole penalties, they play. We're going to beat the teams we should. We're going to prepare the way we should. The no wins against a good team, that'll come. But you have a meltdown like that. I don't know. I don't know if it's a faith shaker. I don't know if it gets people worried. I don't know if it's just the injuries, because the injuries could just make people beside themselves as it is. I don't know. I don't really have a good answer for you, but I just find it to be very noticeable based on the personality of this team. It was noticeably down all week, and for them being 9-4 in the position they're in, I just think they're in their feelings a little bit too much.
What a difference a week makes, right? Like McDaniel's frolicking into the interview room like he's effing Willy Wonka walking into the damn chocolate factory. And this week, he's like dragging ass into that interview room. He doesn't even want to do it. Tua's just moping around everywhere. Tobin, what a difference 1 week makes. A week ago today, we're talking about the Dolphins being 11-3. They're as healthy as they've been all season. We're talking about Tyreek being MVP, Tua chasing him for MVP. Today, Tyreek might not even play. There's 5 guys playing on the offensive line I've never heard of, other than Matt Spura for some reason.
He's back.
He's back. He's back.
Man, what the hell happened? What the hell happened? We were rolling. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't, we did this thing where I gave Eichenberg a week of like, all right, hey, good job, Eichenberg. Way to not screw it up.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad he's hurt, to be honest with you. I know you're not supposed to say that with injuries, but I'm kind of glad that he's not. No, because I think he stinks. I think he's
in a boot. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Good.
Toby?
I think that's where he belongs, in a boot right now, because he stunk after that game. I mean, like, first of all, it got stuck right in his gooch. That first snap, he ruined it. Doesn't know how to snap correctly to Tua. He can't have any. He doesn't know how to handle any pressure. It was just a complete disaster, especially when he goes out there and is like, we put him on 9 positions. I get it. It's been a valiant effort. but I don't know if I bought into a little bit too much fool's gold. So I'm not glad that he's hurt. I apologize for saying that, but
Now you
I'm not
apologize?
exactly hurting that he's hurt.
It did get to a point where like he had 2 solid okay weeks, and we're all like, wow.
I think I
okay.
got duped though by the
Eichenberg?
Austin Jackson thing. You know, because it was like Austin Jackson turned it around. So
Right,
now I'm like, oh,
right.
do I have to have faith in everybody turning it around? Is that what the rules are now?
Right. Yeah.
And I don't think I'm going to have those rules with Eichenberg. He's still on thin ice with me.
He's not playing this week, right? I mean, he's in a walking
Doesn't
boot.
sound
There's
like
no
it.
way. Yeah.
It doesn't sound like it, but that might be addition by subtraction. It might be. I'm not sure.
Tobin, they lose
But-
to the Jets. I mean, I'm
Oh,
gonna,
this town.
I'm gonna
Oh,
be
wow.
shambles.
I don't even feel like we should put that evil in the atmosphere, but it's a don't lose game. You can't lose this game. If you lose this game, people are going to go bananas down here. You cannot shake the faith of this place, because I think even the Dolph fan, there's been people who are rats off a ship. There's been some people saying same old Dolphins, but I think a lot of the fan base has been forgiven. All right, we had our stinker. We had our weird football game. Fine. Everybody has one. Everybody has one. They'll forgive it. They won't forgive losing to the Jets.
Nope.
They won't. They won't forgive losing to the Jets. So you cannot lose to the Jets. You
This
cannot lose
Jets
to the
team.
Jets. No.
This Jets team. No.
Yeah, you can't. It cannot. It should not. It shan't happen. It can't happen. So, and I know everybody's like, oh, well, Liam's better than who may show up. We don't know that. Joe Flacco showed up off the couch, and he was better than any Browns quarterback. He was better than Deshaun Watson. So we don't know. This guy might show up, Jonathan, whatever his name is, and he may be great. You don't know. Comes in there, boom. Maybe he snaps perfectly.
The only person I know that wouldn't be better than Liam Eichenberg is Jesse Davis. That's the only person I know for sure would not be better than Liam Eichenberg.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, can we just get one of the Pouncey? I know they weigh like $150 now, but let's just bring in one of the Pouncey brothers, you know? Put some rocks in their shoes. Let's see what they want to go. You know? I love that. I always like to see like the nostalgia. They did that with Goran last night at the game. I was like, Goran's back. Let's give him a little runski.
Hey.
He
I did
was
see that.
He was hugging Jimmy after the game.
Yeah.
You know? God, I miss him so much. Miss him so much.
Jimmy, I'll drink whatever coffee you want me to buy. Just get me a damn deal.
Please. All right, everybody. That is this. We're gonna get to this coming on up. We got Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, UFC 296 is up this weekend. This guy is one of the best fighters in welterweight history. Could, if he wins this week, be fighting for the title. He's taking on the most dangerous guy on the card in Shavkat Rakhmonov, and he joins us next.
Spend your afternoon
Everybody, Tobin and Leroy here as we had a very exciting action last night in the Heat game. I want to switch things over to a little bit of fighting. We have a huge fight weekend, UFC 296, and one of the best to ever do it. He is going to be on this card. Big fan of this guy. I got to see him in Orlando almost a year ago, a little over a year ago, and was just a thrilling fight, Wonder Boy. So thanks so much for giving us some time, man, and can't wait to see you in action again this weekend.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming to the fight in Orlando, man. The goal is to put on another show just like that this Saturday.
People are probably going to think like Wonder Boy, like this is a guy nobody wants to fight in Shavkat, but obviously you've been in there with the best of them. So when this fight was brought to you as a challenge, what was the things that went through your head? Because Shavkat, obviously perfect record. He's finished everybody. So what were the challenges that you knew you'd face coming into this one?
Well, when I first got the call to fight Shavkat Rakhmonov, I was looking for somebody that was ranked above me at the time. I'm 40 years old, want to go for that title shot one more time. And what better guy to show the UFC and the fans that I'm capable of that title shot than to fight Shavkat Rakhmonov. He's a tough guy, great striking, wrestling, good jiu-jitsu. It kind of reminds me of the Rory McDonald that I faced before. So I'm ready.
Do you feel like if you win this fight that you should get an automatic jump to the title? Because I feel like this is a guy nobody wants to take on, Wonder Boy. You're a name. You'd be fun against either guy, whoever comes out on top in the main event. Are you hoping a win over Shavkat should push you right to the top?
I mean, I think that would be cool, but I think that might be pushing it a little bit. You got Bilal Muhammad, who's been undefeated for a long time. I think he should probably get the shot next. But if not the title shot, then the number one contendership for sure. Whoever loses this main event this coming Saturday, maybe I'll look to fight in the future.
But and I say that because I know you're very nice, man. That's very known about you, Wonder Boy. But you know how this works sometimes. Sometimes the most deserving guy isn't the most fun guy. And I feel like you against Leon, that's a killer fight. You versus Colby, I mean, those are two well-known guys. So if you do something spectacular, is it just in your mind, hey, it's still another fight away, or it's time waiting, or is there any thought that maybe it could happen?
No, yeah, it definitely depends on how I beat Shavkat Rakhmonov. If I go out there and put him away in the fight, then we could probably be looking at a next title shot. That's for sure. But it all depends on how I perform this coming Saturday. If it's kind of like he goes the wrestling route and it's kind of boring, maybe not, but I still come out with a win, but possibly not. But if I go out there and do what I know what I can do and put him away and finish him, then we could probably look at it, probably a title shot, man. Like you said, you never know. If you go out there and put on a show, the UFC will probably put you up there.
How much would you take on a guy like this? But this feels like for him a very big step up in competition. What do you like to try and dictate to a newcomer to the big stage? Like, is there intangible things that you think can get to him that you want to show immediately early in the fight, or is that stuff overblown?
No, man. This guy's had a ton of fights and he's fought some really tough guys. And I think he's knowledgeable of the fact that, it's not going to be easy. I think he's ready for a 3-5-minute round war. And that's what I'm prepared for. So I know it's going to be a gritty fight. And I think he's prepared for that. He's had some tough fights in the past, especially with Jeff Neal, who went the distance and he ended up finishing him, I think, late in the third round. So he's good with the pressure. He knows what the grind is going to be like. So he's definitely a veteran when it comes to that pressure. So, which makes it more interesting for me. I want to go out there and put on a show for the fans and for somebody to go out there and finish somebody in the first round doesn't really make it that exciting. But with a guy like Shavkat, who's going to try to finish you, it's going to be crazy, man. Kind of like the Kevin Holland I'm thinking it's going to be like.
What do you think it is about you, Wonder Boy, that always freaks people out when they do fight you? Everybody says you're one of the hardest styles to copy. Is there something that is always you want to show in that first round that just throws people off? Like, can you give us like an insight into that as to what makes you so weird for guys to fight and makes you so difficult? It's such a hard puzzle to figure out.
Yeah, man, with my karate style, it's a little bit different than your Muay Thai or traditional Dutch kickboxing style, which most people, train for MMA. The karate style is a little bit more tricky and relies a little bit more on distance management and speed and accuracy. when a lot of these guys, kind of Muay Thai-ish, kind of Dutch kickboxing, they go out there and they slug it out, kind of like rock and sock and robots. Not saying there's no guys with finesse out there, but my style is a little bit more tricky, and it's just I feel like people don't have that style to train with, so they're not used to it. They're not used to the different variety of kicks, the angle changes, the blitzing, the speed combinations, the dexterity in the hips where I can throw 3 or 4 kicks without setting my foot down. They're just not used to that. And if you're not constantly seeing that, it's difficult to prepare for.
What are your thoughts on the main event this week? This is a fun clash of styles and 2 guys you could face in the very near future. What do you make of Leon versus Colby?
You know, there's a variety of things that I look at in this fight. Of course, anything can happen at this level. It's literally a flip of a coin. But if you look at the guys that they have fought, they both fought Kamaru Usman. And I feel like Kamaru Usman and Colby are very similar stylistically, and we know who came on top. It was Usman twice. And we saw that Leon in the first fight, even though Kamaru Usman was winning, everybody realizes, and if you face him, he's just as dangerous in the 5th as he is in the first round, right? I believe that Kamaru Usman was the stronger of the two. I think he's a better wrestler. I think he's got a gas tank as well. Leon Edwards was able to defend the takedown, get back up to his feet almost every time, and keep the fight standing. So that's how he got the knockout. Usman is the bigger fighter, so I think that Colby Covington being lighter at a welterweight, he doesn't cut a lot of weight. He's going to have a harder time getting Leon Edwards down. So Leon will be able to keep the fight standing and pick him apart from the outside. So I'm leaning towards my man Leon.
Man, I mean, I'm just thinking though, Wonder Boy, you versus Leon down the road, man. That's a hell of a matchup for a championship if that were to happen.
Yeah, man. I mean, most of the guys he's faced recently have been grapplers. So we need a striker out there to really put on a show for these guys. And what better guy than myself than to fight for the title against Leon?
If it doesn't be title shot next, how much does fighting in Miami interest you in a few months down the road? We'd love to have somebody like you down here, man.
Dude, that would be awesome. I was actually out there for the Izzy fight, and it was amazing, man. Loved the city. The food was good. The people were awesome. They were hyped. And, dude, it would be awesome to be able to perform in Miami for sure.
Well, listen, man, have a great rest of your fight week. Best of luck with the rest of things, and always appreciate you giving us some time, man. Thank you so much.
Anytime, brother. You have a good one.
All right, take care.